Boom. All right, so boom. I don't have no introduction, so I'm just gonna go straight with the question.
Okay.
And y'all like, and everybody just be relaxed because I'm like kind of antsy or whatever. So if y'all relax, I can stay relaxed myself and all that. So I do have a question for E because E brought up something that was very interesting because he talked about how long divorce is or like the process of divorce and how stressful it is and all that. Okay, so you going through marriage. You've been like married for how many years now?
I was married for 17 years.
17 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment you got divorced or whatever, it seemed like you have to start life all over.
Oh,
so
yeah.
At this moment, like now that you've been through all this like situation with the marriage and the divorce or whatever, would you say that marriage is actually worth it?
Worth it. I would say it's worth it in the sense of a life experience to be with somebody and have them fill a role such as a wife or spouse, depending on the direction. I think that I think it's important to have somebody like that, even if it's a long-term relationship. I think sometimes when people get that role, such as husband or wife, that changes a lot of things and it makes them do things differently. They don't think, oh, I'm not just a girlfriend anymore. I'm not just a boyfriend anymore. I got this role that I got to fill, and that might change some things too. But all in all, I think a long-term relationship with somebody is going to teach you a lot of things.
So would you say that marriage itself is like the important part, or is it just a long-term relationship? As in, I've been in a few relationships where like it was 5-6 years and all that. Like, what changes when it comes to that marriage certificate compared to just being in a long-term relationship without it?
Yeah. Okay. So like I got married to my wife when my daughter was 1. She's 16 now, so 15 years. So I was with her for 3 years before, and it's just everything kind of meshes together. So it's like insurance, everybody's names are the same, all that psychologically to me, it's just like, oh, y'all won now. It's not just Ernest can go off and do his own thing, or Shamika, my ex, can do all her own thing. It's like, nah, y'all locked in. When it was just us together, I didn't really feel that way. It was like, you do your thing, I can do my thing. But for me, marriage kind of made it like solidify, like, oh, we here, it's us now, rather than girlfriend, boyfriend, playing house as they call it. But no, it was like, nah, y'all together.
Oh, okay. Well, I tell you this, I've been a hoe for like ever since I was 19 years old and all that. So like basically,
I'm sorry, you said you've been a hoe?
Yeah, like as in.
Oh.
So the thing is, I kind of envy. I kind of envy people like you and all that. But when I hear the backstories of people that have been through marriage, like most of my friends that have been through marriage all went through divorce. And I heard like a bunch of crazy stories. Me, I have crazy stories, but I don't have no attachments as well. So it's gonna come to a point where,
You know what's funny? I wanted to be a hoe until I was one. I'm like, no, I don't like this. I don't like this at all, actually. But yeah, that's funny that you were envious of the other side, and me, while I was like, nah, I want that side. Nah, I'm good.
So Miss Majestic, were you ever married, or like were you in a long-term relationship where you was just straight in love with somebody?
Oh yeah, I was married. I was in a long-term relationship from time I was 14 to time I was 28. Half my life at that point. Yeah.
So y'all not together now?
Well, no, that is my ex-husband. And so I've been writing notes because I'm learning to be respectful and allow people to finish their thought. And so, being that I have OCD, and stuff, I sometimes will like interrupt. So I just was like, my God was like, get a piece of, get a pad, write it down. So I do have some points out to address that I did write down. First point is, I heard E say, whenever you get into a relationship, it changes like your perspective. And that's not always the case. Whoever you are before you get into that relationship, that marriage only heightens that person, right? And this is why people think, oh, he's going to change or this, that, and the third when we get married, but he don't change or she don't change, right? And that's because that's what they were doing before the marriage, right? You thought that because you got this now high level of commitment that this person is going to change. That's one thing I learned, being married, that no, this is who this person is. And when somebody shows you who they are, believe them, right? If they are not a clean person before you got married, just because they have the wife title now, don't mean they about to be cleaning up. If they're not a protector before you got married, just because he's your husband now, don't think you're going to feel super duper protected, right? That's not the role he was already playing before he got into a higher level of commitment. So don't really expect that. That was the first point that I wrote down. The other one was long-term versus like marriage. Is there a difference? Right? Marriage is a higher level of commitment. Long-term have no real commitment. It doesn't matter. The baby ain't gonna keep nobody. And this is what I try to get women to understand is also men, right? A baby is not going to keep the other person. Okay? So when people are when you've been a boyfriend and a girlfriend for 19 years, baby, that's crazy. Boyfriend, okay? Listen, girlfriend. It's already in the titles. This is what boys do. This is what girls do, okay? When you enter into a marriage, that's a higher level of commitment, okay? And that already comes with certain things now, just like he said, it's like, wow, we won. That's what you should have been thinking about that the day you get. First of all, y'all gotta excuse me because I have involuntary laughter. Okay.
No, that's the best. That's the best kind of laughter.
I don't know if y'all watch my videos, okay, but I have involuntary laughter. I be laughing. I be laughing.
Yeah. That's how I'm a big fan of your video.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, I think that once you realize that there is a difference, right? And men and women will literally only do long-term and no real commitment. You walking around, oh, that's wifey, but she ain't the wife. That's the, hubby. Y'all giving these little nicknames, but really, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you want title but no position. Okay. And I don't care about the title. What's your position, right? Because if you ain't in the position of a husband, you not a husband. And I don't care if your title is husband, because what's your position? Okay, that was one thing. And being a hoe, tell you, because I'll be writing it
down. I was a faithful hoe though. Let's just keep it.
Listen, not a faithful hoe.
I wasn't. Yeah. I ain't.
I can explain the faithful hoe. Yeah, I can explain the faithful hoe later. But I'm listening. Go
ahead. Being a hoe. So this is the thing. One, you probably dodged a bullet. Okay, and that's no disrespect to my boy, but when you are a hoe, you are literally fraternizing, okay, with so many different demons all the motherfucking time because you don't know who she hoeing with.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
So now she done brought back these demons to you and you hoeing, and now y'all wondering why y'all in hell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Child, if you over here with the demons, where you think you gonna be?
True.
I feel it.
Okay, so that's one thing I would say about being a hoe. Okay, be aware of the demons that you are opening yourself up to, right? And you, as a man, are constantly putting yourselves in these portals and these portals have already they tainted, and now you didn't put you into this portal. Where are you transported? Let me stop.
But what you just described, though,
You transported to hell. Let me stop. Okay, go.
But what you just described was having the level of commitment and like attachment without the paperwork. So basically, I had like a high level of commitment and attachment with these women, and I didn't have no paperwork because I fell in love with like I was a side piece. Hear me out.
There's no such thing.
Hear me out. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was a faithful side piece. This is what I mean by it. Hold on. All right, so boom. I wasn't in these I wasn't in a relationship for real though. I was in a relationship with married women. So that's what I'm saying though. When it comes to me being a faithful hoe, I was committed to this married woman. These married women, I guess. But here's the thing. They detached themselves from that relationship, whatever. Even though that paperwork was still valid, they detached that relationship or that marriage to fall in love with me, basically. So which one was more of a connection? Just that paperwork itself, or them actually having soul ties with me?
Okay, so listen. First of all, I want to let you know straight up, I ain't never judging. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend. Listen, I'm never judging. I was really shocked. You don't seem like that kind. You know, or like dealing with married women, but we all got a past. You understand what I'm saying? And so I was more impressed because look at you now. You know what I'm saying? So let me say that first. Number two,
I think I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was looking at him. He's like, I ain't too much better right now.
You still sleeping with married women?
No, I'm not. I'm not sleeping
on camera like this.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Is you still? I say, it's triple fives right now. Is you still sleeping with married women? You sleeping with a married woman?
Nope, not at all. Back a year ago, probably so.
A year ago,
2 years ago, probably so. I don't know.
Okay, Spirit said, but you will. Okay, so that's what that was. But you will. That's what that was, Spirit. Okay, he not, but he will. Okay, got it. I got you, Spirit. Listen, let me tell you something. The kind of karma that come from being disloyal. Listen, and you aiding and abetting in the disloyalty.
Luckily, I wasn't the disloyal person. The wife
yes,
was.
You was.
I was loyal.
First of all, you was disloyal to yourself. Hold on. You was disloyal to that wife. Hold on. You was disloyal to yourself. Hold on. You was disloyal to yourself because you deserve better than that. You ain't nobody's side piece where, I'll call you when I got time. Don't call after 10. Oh, you can't come to this woman's kingdom? You can't come to this woman's kingdom? Listen, you deserve better than that. So yeah, she might have been disloyal to him, but you was disloyal to yourself on a high level.
Can I may I interject?
Absolutely.
Now this is I'm talking from the guy's perspective, and Arturo, he can probably vouch. He was probably feeling like he was getting the best version of her while he was the side piece. He probably seen how she was treating old buddy, the one that had the title, and seeing how she was treating him, and was like, I kind of like this, because I wasn't a side piece yet. I'm gonna say yet because I know how they treat the guy on the side. It's a lot more valid and true, their emotions going that way rather than to the one that they have for long term. This is what I'm experiencing. Now I'm not sure how true that is, but I mean, he's actually done it, so he can probably chime in and say, hey, yeah, I felt this, I felt that.
Side piece. So listen, I don't talk about nothing I don't know about. That's for sure. Okay, I ain't gonna talk about shit I don't know about. I've been a side piece, knowing and unknowingly. Let's talk about that. Okay, so I know what it feels like to know you a side piece and to be like, nigga, did you cheat on me with your wife? Now you got me out here sounding crazy. Okay, you cheat on me with your wife, you rotten son of a bitch.
All right, so here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Like, there was some lady that I was dating and all that. She used to treat me real well. She used to cook for me and all that. Like, she used to do everything that she would do for her husband. So I just felt happy being in that relationship because she was doing everything a wife should do. So when I found out later that her husband was in jail, I was like, all right, cool. I fell in love with her at that time. I forgave her. I went back to the house for that spaghetti and all that. I went back to the house.
Wait, so just
Not the
clarity,
spaghetti.
so
I went back to the house.
I just need clarity. I don't want to interrupt you. I just want to make sure I'm understanding the story. I don't want you to get too far. Okay, so this woman that was doing wifely duties, her husband was always incarcerated?
Well,
like when you met her, he was incarcerated?
Yeah, when I met her, yeah.
Oh. Well, I'm not saying but I'm like, because how do you... Most men don't really like to share vaginas. Like yonis, they really don't like to share yonis. So, with men, usually when they side pieces, that's usually because they directly gaining something, like you said, right? And they don't really have a tie to that person. But I can see how a relationship between you and this person would have developed if said husband was away 100% of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if this is a good example.
I feel that. But you also talked about, you guys also talked about karma, like karma and all that. Where does karma take place? Because it seemed like both of you guys were married. Y'all still went through certain stuff that somebody would place as karma if they've been through.
Karma just means lesson.
Yeah, so like
that's all karma means. So it don't matter what you go through when you say your karma, you're gonna learn a lesson. Oh, you gonna learn today. Okay, right? Karma coming to teach you a lesson. You gonna learn today. So karma just really means lesson. So it don't, if you look at it from that standpoint of realizing that karma just means lesson. When I say, okay, your karma is gonna come back to you, that may look like you being absolutely head over heels in love with this woman and she refused to leave her husband.
So I do have a question to E though. Like when we speak about karma and all that and lessons and everything, what happened within your relationship that caused karma that forced you to change the way you live?
Oh, that's
gotcha. So for me, and this is, I love that Majestic called it a lesson. I don't believe in karma in the sense that you do something, you're gonna get something. I think we apply the karma. We say, oh, I'm paying for this past deed that I did, or this is why I'm getting showered with so much good is because I put this good out. We apply it as it comes in. I'm like, oh, someone cut me off at work. Yeah, that was because I did that shit yesterday. Yeah, it's just coming back to me. We apply it. So for me, I think and personally in the marriage, I felt like I was doing everything right. Like doing everything she said, happy wife, happy life, all that stuff. So the karma, quote unquote karma of me not wanting to be with her no more, I don't know where that came from because I was always wanting to be with her. And it just turned out that I just didn't want to after a while. Intimacy failed. Nothing was going, we weren't actually being together. Marriage counseling always kind of failed. So I didn't know where the karma came from. It just happened. So until later on, you start to apply that stuff like, oh, I kind of dropped the ball right here. I kind of dropped the ball right here. I did this. I should have did this better. I should have did this different. That's when you start to apply the lessons after you're out of it. You can't see the picture if you're in the frame. You got to get yourself out and be like, oh, wow, I could have changed this. I could have did something different here. I could have did something different there. So that's why I see the karma coming into play.
Okay. I feel that.
That just literally goes back to, that's the lesson, right? So once you remove yourself from the situation and you can look at it from outside of the situation, then you see the lessons. And that's what it's supposed to do. Now, I'll tell you one thing, some people's karma is worse because they stay longer when their intuition told them either not to even go or when to get the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
They had multiple red flags that said it's time to go. And because that ego said, well, I can't afford to do this, or people gonna talk about me like this, or da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you know, they stayed. They ain't have enough faith. They faith level wasn't where it needed to be. See, I don't care if I'm in $1 billion home. If spirit be like, it's time to go, and be like, listen, it was nice.
But
Okay,
but sometimes that spirit volume is real low when you're feeling good. That you can't really hear it.
That spirit real low when you are too focused in the 3D. Most people don't have a high level of spirituality. And so therefore you can't hear God. Okay. So now you got to go through it, because the more you resist, the more the universe gonna persist, right? So now you wondering why you sitting in the car for 45 minutes before you even go in the house, because you like, damn, do she got to breathe every minute of the day type shit. You know what I'm saying? You like pull it up to the job, you call it off, you done used up all your PTO, no damn well you ain't supposed to be there no more. Okay, listen. These are the things that causes, I say, these illusions.
Okay.
And I wrote something down as far as, because you know I be writing down. Karma.
I got I'm writing stuff down too.
I should start taking those too. I should start, because I got a question for both of you guys, because you brought up something crazy. So I got a question for both of you. But I'm listening to you.
As far as like the karma, we apply it to ourselves. You're absolutely right, because once you can see where you fucked up, right, now you can fix it. Otherwise, if you can't see it, then so now you can say, okay, yes, I treated women like this. So now I see why a woman broke my heart like this. You see what I'm saying? It's because now you have to be able to see how you treated people. You have to be able to see how other people felt, so that you can make a choice. You either going to choose never to do that again, or this is how animals are made.
Okay. So you guys brought up red flags and all that. You guys been like in relationship or marriages for 15 plus years, right? How many red flags did you have to see to realize this was enough?
Now or then?
I'm saying like when you was in, because we brought up how like people don't want to see the red flags. They want to make excuses about certain stuff or whatever. But what if y'all was making excuses your entire life and realize from jump that this person had red flags?
I certainly did. Well, I don't know about E, and this isn't like an excuse or anything, but I was 14 when I got with my ex-husband. So I was a fucking child. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even know who I was. Okay? So at 18, you don't know who you are. At 21, you don't know who you are. Okay? So now you
35.
really, like, well, no, I know who I am now.
I did not.
You know, and that's okay, because every blade of grass don't grow at the same time, right? But when you are growing, you don't really know who you are at that time. You see what I'm saying? Especially not at 14 and stuff like that. So I'm not saying that my marriage didn't necessarily count. I'm just saying that I was very young, and didn't even know who I was. I don't even know if he knew who he was by the time we got married, right? By the time we got married, we was already together 10 years. And people say, why was you together 10 years? Well, bitch, I was 14 when we got together. So when did you expect me to get married? I got married at 24. Like, when did you think I was supposed to get married? Like, what are we talking about, right? So it's like, I would never wait 10 years. And this is why I don't judge. Because people are like, I would never wait 10 years. I'm like, okay, but what's the whole story? Did they meet in fucking middle school? And they were together 10 years. Like, what is we talking about here? Like, this is why people just be judging and just don't even. That's what I'm saying. Don't even worry about sis. If you watching this episode, sis, with the baby, sis, don't listen to them goons. No, let me stop. Okay, go ahead.
For one.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I don't see many marriages happening at recess.
Because then all y'all gonna do is talk shit about us anyway. You got married at 18. Oh, you too young to be married at 18. Well, at this point, we've been together 4 years.
Yeah.
So hold on. Nobody like judging? Am I the only person that judge people? Am I the only person that's into judging people?
Into judging people?
I mean,
oh, my charger is not working. Hold on, y'all. I have to go get a charger. I will be right back.
So here's the thing though. Like, I feel what y'all are saying, but I judge all the time with it. That's what an intuition is for. Like, intuition is to make a judgment based off of, like, if this person is good for you, if this person is bad for you, and all that. So I think we need to judge whatever to survive. 2, I'm old right now. I'm very old, and I'm still learning stuff about me.
Older. We're not gonna. Yeah. Older. we got some more years, my man. Let's not put us in that category just yet.
Yeah, but like, I tell you this though, I'm still discovering stuff about me now. Like, I'm not complete with knowing myself and all that. So I understand what Majestic is saying. She know her for her and all that. But what if she get into a new relationship that's going to expose something about her? What if she get into a new situation that's going to expose something about her and all? That's why I wanted to bring up before, because a lot of people, like, they claim to know somebody, like, know themselves, whatever. But it just takes time for them to understand something new and all that. So how do you feel about what she was saying about all that stuff?
Yeah, and to your point, you don't know yourself until you get into a relationship. You can do all this self-healing stuff that you want to do, but that's for self. What happens when that trigger comes? You know, when that jealousy trigger pops up, you couldn't test that on your own. You had to have somebody in that position to make you feel these emotions. Now you can figure out, okay, that's still a wound for me. I don't want you going out looking like that. I don't like these people talking to you. Now that's how that has to happen. It has to be in a relationship for that to happen.
Facts. And I tell people this, like, I do myself too, until I realized when I fell in love, my temper came back out. Like, I was like this self-healing, like chakra, like energy type of person or whatever. But as soon as I got jealous that one time, I started like word.
Gone. So I know.
Yeah, so it comes to a point where like it's okay to not know everything about you and all that. That actually shows that you're still trying to grow and all that. So like, I do appreciate what she's saying, and I hope she come back soon or whatever, so I can ask that question. But it just comes to a point where we need to legit stay humble within learning the environment and all that. Because I'm not sure if she's in a marriage or a relationship right now or whatever. Like, maybe once she do get into like a situation, she will see something else about her and all that. So I mean, I don't know.
I think that's the case, man. I learned a lot about myself being by myself. I learned what I like, what I dislike, my triggers, things that might be a trigger for me. And then I test it. You know what I mean? I get into these, I won't even call them relationships. I get into these acquaintances and I'm like, okay, let's see how this all pans out. I feel in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, will I feel okay if she's, getting approached by, other people? And will I feel okay if, she keeps some of her male best friends? Like, what's going on with that? And then I introspectively kind of go back into myself and say, all right, I feel this way about it. All right, how do I approach this? How do I approach that? But like I said, we're humans, man. We are tribal. We are relationship based. So to do it all alone is tough. You need other people to know how you are functioning in a relationship. That's how, like you said, that's how we learn about ourselves. So learned a lot by being in these different relationships.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, I think a while ago we was talking about stoicism and everything.
Oh yeah.
And like, basically, like, I realized that I need to be more stoic when it comes to my emotions. Because like, I remember one time I lashed out. I wasn't abusive or none of that, but I'll like just started screaming. Like I was red because I got jealous because like she was still talking to her friend and all that. I just lashed out, whatever. But after that, I started reading about how to keep my emotions like intact or whatever. So like as soon as like the fact that you said you have to ask questions about certain stuff, whatever, when it comes to your emotions, that's exactly what happens. Whenever I get emotional now, I ask who, what, when, where, why. Why am I feeling like this? Why am I acting like this, basically? So basically, it's gonna come to a point where we do need to understand our emotions, whatever, and what we're going through at that moment before we act irrational. And everybody's going, so I'm gonna wait until they come back. Okay.
Booted me out.
They booted you out? They booted the
Yeah,
other lady out too?
No. But yeah, so Stoicism, I'm real big on that. I've been learning a lot about that. I am a member of I think it's called the Daily Stoic, and I read a bunch of his books. His name is Ryan Holiday. Great books. He has a podcast as well. But when it comes to emotions, I try to teach my daughters that because I got 2 girls. It's like you can feel the emotions, and that's fine. You're gonna have a bunch of them. They're gonna be up and down, left and right. They're gonna go all over the place. The main key is to not do anything with the emotions. If you just sit with the emotions, they usually pass. Even the good ones. I try to tell my youngest daughter because she's big on the good ones. Like, oh man, I love feeling happy and all this stuff. I was like, oh well, let's do a little test. Like, how would you feel if I said you are the best daughter ever? So I feel pretty happy. I'm like, okay, you're a slave to me. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, I can make you feel different ways. What if I was telling you the worst daughter ever? She was like, I'll feel pretty sad. Yeah, you are a slave to me. I'm like, she's like, I don't get it. I'm like, you think about it. If I can make you feel these things and you do things with these emotions, you're pretty much doing everything I tell you to do. And she was like, oh, okay. But I can't turn it off. That I feel good when you tell me you love me. I'm like, I know, because I feel good when you tell me you love me. so it's one of those. It's the double-edged sword of emotions and doing things with these emotions where you can't really. It's hard to feel them and not do anything about them. You're gonna have a happy day when you're happy. It's just the way that it is. You might feel bad if you have a bad day. It's just the way that it is.
Okay. My bad.
Not too. Hey yo, he was talking mad shit about you. But
whoa. Turn the camera off. Turn the camera off. Mute myself.
That's where he messed up because I still was listening, even though I was saying okay. And I got notes. Okay.
No, I'm glad that you were listening. But before I do that though, I have to welcome Health Wells. How you doing, man?
Hey, I've been struggling with this camera. I don't know. I think the enemy don't want me to be seen down here. You see what I'm saying? Discrimination against the sisters. I'm just saying.
Girl.
I'm just saying.
Hey, I'm so happy you here. I got 1%.
I was in a Zoom training. That's why I'm like, yo, my camera was just working just fine. Click the link and it tells me camera ain't found. I'm like, what? What is going on? I done disconnected, tried to shut down, restart. So I'm sorry, y'all. I just,
no, you ain't sorry, sis. Ain't nothing sorry about you. I'm so happy you're here. It's been a lot of masculinity going on around here.
A lot of masculinity. Wow.
Healthy, the healthy kind. We don't mess with that toxic kind.
I didn't say it was toxic. I just said it's a lot of masculinity.
So let me just like thank Health Wells or whatever for coming through, because she brought up something like, I seen a video of her talking about pro-life, and we need to speak on pro-life like within us instead of worrying about other people's pro-life. We're not taking care of our own bodies or whatever. So focusing on our own bodies and all that before we protest on somebody else's stuff. So like I love that, and I want to talk about that later, definitely. But I want to get back to Majestic. When we brought so you heard all that stuff, right? You heard all that stuff.
And I wrote it down.
Yeah, so, you heard that E was saying that you was wrong about all that shit.
No, but I did hear you when you said you judge people And that's how you supposed to tell who they are. And I happen to disagree with that, right? Judgment is not the same as discernment.
Yeah.
Judgment is not the same as discernment. Okay. Now I 100% agree. That's how you protect your heart, is when you have your discernment up. Okay. Because if you ran into energy that you have experienced before, that's your discernment, right? It's like, hold on, I remember this timeline, not going back. Judgment is saying, you sleeping with married women? Ew, that's disgusting. How dare you? How dare you, you filth? Okay, right? So you wouldn't like that, right? So that's what I'm saying. The same thing that you're doing is judging people based on what they got going on is not discernment. That's not how you figure out who people are. You read their energy. That's how you figure out who people are.
Okay, so you tell her.
Cause y'all know I be writing it down.
No, I rock with it. I wanted you to answer this. I wanted to bring it up, but you were saying a lot, whatever. So I had to break down the certain stuff that I was really interested in and all that. So I'm glad that you brought that up. But I do have a question. You saying that you never judged anybody in life?
Oh, you know what? I'm not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Because when I was a karmic and I was on the clearance rack, you know, before you hit evolution, you do a lot of different shit. Okay. Like, oh my God, you got 2 baby daddies? Nigga, I got 2 baby daddies now, right? A divorce and a death can leave you with 2 baby daddies. Okay? But when you ignorant, you don't really think about stuff like that. So it's like now, I didn't mean to cut you, but now, like, no, I don't be judging nobody, right? Because you don't know what their story is.
I feel you with that. Because Health Wells, I don't know if you was in the beginning of the conversation, but a year ago she blocked me and called me a coon.
Oh God.
And a male chauvinist because she disagreed with we had a whole argument about
why
time.
Do we have to why is that why
because no, I don't know, man. That sounds like judging to me, man. I don't know.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad you brought that point up. Right? Because if you're truly growing, then you're never the same person. Evolution should literally be every day. I was just telling somebody when they were like, oh, I'm not completely different. Listen, if you have a lineup of beans and you take one bean out and add a different kind of bean, that lineup is different. That's not the same lineup of beans. Okay, so if you grow and change one thing about yourself, you're literally not the same person you were, right? So every day you should literally be a different person, a more evolved person. So
with that said, are you saying you're still trying to figure yourself out? Because you said that you know yourself. Right?
No.
So in the beginning you were saying you know yourself or whatever, and that's another topic that I brought up, that we brought up and all that. So now it's gonna come to a point where when you say that you're still trying to figure yourself out, if you're still making these type of mistakes in these situations that's going on?
No. So what I'm saying is so back then when I called you a coon, right? We all go through this level of intensity when we awaken, right? It's very, very passionate. Okay. And anybody who's literally been through what they call the Great Awakening, right? The dark night of the soul. When you learn something, you want to tell everybody, right? It's like now that you are no longer, like how Harriet said, I would have freed more if they knew, if only they knew they were slaves, right? So when you realize that you were a slave and you're coming up out of that mentality and you're trying to tell everybody else about that mentality, sometimes what I had to learn during that journey was the more aggressive I was with the approach, the less people received me. So in that stage, when I was a royal on a mission stage in this time, right? And you were not agreeing with it's all about the black, right? See, now I'm in the energy where I have to pay attention to the energies and not the avatars. But it was one point, it was just all black, everything. And if you was against that, you was against me.
But that's how we actually connected though, because we both were all about black.
Right. And so the minute I felt like you wasn't. What was this about that I called you a coon?
Health Wells. This was about how many months was in a year. This had nothing to do. This had absolutely nothing to do with Black Power or none of that. It had everything to do with how many months was in a year.
You was calling over the Gregorian calendar.
I feel like you think you did because you was on the wrong time frame.
And here was the worst part. Here was the worst part.
This coon.
But here was the worst part. Here was the worst part. I had like a conversation with her on my podcast recently. And she said she was wrong the whole time. She just said like, oh, like I look back into it. She said that she was wrong about the like.
Oh, no, I didn't say about the calendar. What I said was, and we could go back into it since recorded, as far as when did the New Year start? That's what I said that I was incorrect on the whole time. But I never budged on the calendar. This is the wrong calendar.
I always agree with that.
Okay, so I'm just making you like I said I was wrong. I never said I was wrong about the calendar. I did say that I was incorrect about when the New Year starts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole argument was about the year. like the year. It had nothing to do with Black Power.
That's why I'm saying I was incorrect.
Oh, that's too funny. That is too funny.
Yeah, all right. So,
but to get back to your question about me knowing myself. Right? Because I think that's important. And I really appreciate that question. Because just because we evolve every day, we are beginning to open up to new parts of ourselves. Who I am to the core, I already know, right? I can sit here and say, I'm not a Christian, right? I can sit here and say, I'm not a con artist. I can sit here and say, I don't manipulate people. I can sit here. So I know to the core of who I am, right? Now, what my Ori, and my ancestors have planned for me, it's only going to be, beyond my belief. You know what I'm saying? So, no, I don't know all the aspects of myself. I think a better way to say is I don't necessarily know fully who I am, but I know who I'm not. I think that's maybe better.
Okay. So, hi, how you doing, Health Wells? I'm sorry about the argument.
Hey.
Yes, let's go on.
So I was curious because I keep hearing the word, and every time I hear it, I'm always curious as to how we've arrived on the premise of the word judgment, like for it to be a negative word. Like, when did that happen? Like, is everyone accepting that the word judgment is negative? Because when we look at the original meaning, it was supposed to be you objectively forming an opinion about any specific like topic or thing, whether or not you need an umbrella going outside, or you know what I'm saying, just based on what the sky is looking like, where the rain coming down, or if the forecast says it's going to be a hailstorm in an hour. You get what I'm saying? Like, so I'm curious as to, for you all, like, when did that like change? It's supposed to be like considered objective, not a negative or even positive. It's supposed to be just the process of how we make decisions. So I don't know. I guess I don't accept the whole premise that the word judgment is bad. I think we can be, we can discriminate, we can have biases, we can, those types of things. But the word judgment, I guess I'm like, are we all accepting that it's supposed to be negative, or how do you, I just want to know where we all are on that word.
That's very good. That's very good. Does anybody want to go first? Because
like for me, when it comes to words, I don't attach a negative or a positive to them. I try not to. I just try to say, that's just a word. We attach the meaning, like we said, we attach the meaning to, we attach the energy to the word, and we can use it in different ways, as an attack or as a critique or criticism. Some people, like you say, people have a problem with the word accountability. It is what it is. It's just a word. You take it how you take it. So I don't I don't have that connotation when it comes to words. It's just a word for me.
Facts. Wouldn't that come from religion as well? Like when people started focusing on religion or whatever, they start focusing on the bad side of judgments and all that stuff, like all that type of stuff, basically.
That could be.
Because I'll tell you this, so judgment. Okay. Yeah, I do too. I do too. Absolutely.
Okay.
Like, I make good judgments and bad judgments. So like,
Right.
it comes to the point where people pay more attention to the bad judgments than the good judgments. For example, Majestic, like, even though like we were arguing or whatever, I still made that judgment saying I'll rock with you. Like, I still deal with you because you're an intelligent person. So I'm gonna still act on your good side instead of your bad side. That's a judgment. But is it bad?
First off, we
same
was
time?
not arguing. I blocked you and I went on about my life. Okay? We
An
was
argument means back and forth. It wasn't no back and forth.
because
I blocked you.
our rumors get started. I argued with you. Once we said, I blocked you and I went on about my life. Okay? Now,
All I'm
I'm
saying
glad
is
you
it
came
just
back around because it was very immature of me, the reason why I blocked you. But listen, I admitted that. Okay, I one thing I can do is take accountability. Okay, but back to the subject at hand, as far as judgment and when did it become more of a negative connotation than what it actually is? I think that that's a fair point because I think that that goes in the same long lines of ignorance. Right? If you call somebody ignorant, they're immediately offended. When really
Yeah.
ignorance just means you don't know, right?
Right.
So I think that a lot of times judgment is linked to opinions, right? And this is the thing. Let's talk about opinions because it's like you can take or leave the opinion. Okay, you don't have to accept the opinion. And I think people get upset when they give their opinion and you don't accept it, right? So then if judgment is linked right to opinion, then it's like, you know what? Then I don't need your motherfucking opinions, which now puts a stank on judgment, right? I think that everything is a domino effect. I don't think that anything is a straight dagger to one thing because we're complex and one person hears something in a sermon that another person didn't hear, right? Or take it the same way. So it's like if we all have opinions, true indeed, right? And we base those opinions based on judgment, then it's like, okay, well, I don't want your motherfucking opinion, so therefore don't judge me then, right? Unless I ask you for your motherfucking opinion, then you can judge me. Otherwise, keep that shit to yourself. I mean, did I make that up or no? I mean, what did you guys think?
That sounds pretty spot on. And you don't have to subscribe to anybody's opinion. You know what I mean? Like, that's just their take on what you got going on.
So
And
therefore, if I don't ask you for your opinion, you don't even have the right to judge me. If that's the case,
I mean, they have a right to judge you, but they like you don't have to accept it.
Because if we're going on definition, that's you do the judgment based on the opinion. So if I don't ask you for your motherfucking opinion, then why are you over here judging me?
But are we judging people every day though? Like, as in, like, whether we tell you or not, we're still gonna judge you no matter what the situation is.
That's why I don't give a fuck.
Right,
But we just was talking about when it became negative, and that's what I'm saying. People have so many negative opinions. And this is when, if you saying that that's a correlation, then if you have negative opinions, then keep your judgment. That's what I'm saying.
Gotcha. That's how it morphed, like ignorance did.
I think so, sis.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much of that you heard, and I hate that you got
this camera don't want to let me be great. That's all that is.
Beautiful with your pictures. So that's
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I love that chocolate skin.
Yes, ma'am. I tell people it gets better for us, honey. I love this melanin.
So with that said, though, guys, do you think the manipulation situation is a bad thing too?
I think manipulation can go either way. I love this. Like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the DISC evaluation, but so I had took one. These are like one of those like psychological like things, and a lot of companies and workplaces start to use them. And so they had one on me, and what was so interesting is that I actually scored real high, and it said on positive, like constructive, like the ability to manipulate for good, like for positive things. And I was like, oh, this is why I've been able to talk people into giving me books for my Books in the Hood thing. And when I was in school, I would get my classmates, we would be collecting, whenever I was trying to do something charitable, it was easy for me to persuade people and influence the group to let's collect these, let's build this water fountain thing that's in South Africa, stuff like that. And I never understood like what that thing was. I just noticed it in my grandmother. But I think that there is the word manipulation. It was one of those things that wasn't originally negative, but more often than not, what are people doing? We use manipulation for the wrong things when it comes down to philosophical things. Now, for me professionally, I got to manipulate muscles. I got to manipulate the human body to help someone recover and heal. So I use manual manipulations all the time to help people. But I think that collectively, we usually hear of manipulation in a real negative, not good context. And that's what most people run with. And, I'm in the fraud capital of the world. Miami is full of scammers. So manipulation is, when somebody say that, listen, the hair stood up on the back of my neck when I heard that. But it's real. So it's like, if you think that, manipulation, people ain't really out here manipulating people in the wrong ways, then you be sadly mistaken. So I think that it can be used for good, but I think the vast majority you manipulate in the wrong way.
Right. Well, can I go on a timeout real quick? How long do you guys want to be on here? I'm not sure, because basically I'm down throughout the entire day or whatever. So if y'all jump off and jump on or whatever, it's all good. Just letting y'all know.
I only got to play pool at 11 o'clock. But other than that, man, I'm free.
Well,
I got to play my
90 minutes. I figured an hour and a half was I don't know how long a podcast go for. I mean, I don't know. I just
a podcast can go from 30 minutes to 4 hours. So I mean, So I mean, it's however long y'all want it. And plus, I got to introduce you guys to David. I got introduced to him by Athena. Shout out to her. She should be here too and all that. I'm not sure if she's running late right now or whatever, but this is a friend of hers and all that. So I rock with him. Welcome, brother.
I appreciate it. Good chance to finally meet you.
Appreciate it, man. Where's your friend at, yo?
I don't know. I haven't talked to her in a little bit, but shout out to everybody, all the brothers and the sisterhood on the panel.
Yeah, dope.
How y'all doing?
Conversation.
Hey, David.
Sending love from Williamsburg, Virginia.
All right. Okay.
By way of Philly.
Okay. I know that's right. Top.
So David, do you have any opinions on what we just finished talking about? Do you have any you have your opinion or any input on what you got going on?
I came in the middle. I heard talk about manipulation, but I'm not sure the context. If you want to catch me up.
Well, basically we were talking about how. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Miss Majestic.
Oh well, we were talking about when did it become a negative connotation to manipulation, that there's good manipulation and there's negative manipulation. And so I wrote because I think sis was right on, but there's light and dark, and that goes for everything, right? So it's really about the intention and the energy. That's why energy is so important, because everything is about the energy, right? Even back when our ancestors were slaves, right? And they were given scrap. They were able to survive on that because of the energy and the love that went into making the scrap, right? And so that shows you how important energy and intention is. So anytime you're using any tool, right? Because we can even say something as beautiful as love, but that also is dark and that also has light, right? So it doesn't matter how beautiful that energy is. If you're going to use it in a negative way, then it's always going to be something that's going to be negative, right? Even if it's a positive energy. So it's all about the intention that people give it. So just like sis was saying, as far as she was always able to manipulate people into doing good.
Okay.
Right? Because that's what we all do. If you've ever been a leader to any team or something, you manipulate the players into, listen, they ain't got shit on you.
Absolutely.
No, damn, we all make stats better, right?
Hey, not only that though, but you learn this skill without even it being taught to you when you young. You learn how to manipulate your mom and your peoples for what it is you want and need. You know what I'm saying? So you pick this skill up. It's inherent in human DNA. I gotta think. You know what I mean?
It is, but this is why it's so important of the upbringing, right? Because
Right.
when you are being manipulative, right? Your dad told you no, so you went and told mom, right? That's
Yep.
when you're supposed to get checked, okay? And a
Hmm.
lot of times that go left unchecked. A lot of
Hmm.
little manipulation go left unchecked to now you just big and grown manipulating people on higher levels, right? Because your manipulation skills have grown and it ain't never been checked until the universe come in and check that ass.
You want
Not
me to piss some?
Facebook. No, let me stop.
You want me to piss some people off real quick? It's like, nah, I love my sisters. So don't get mad at me when I say this though, but you do know that's inherent in the dynamic of Eve in the garden. If you understand what God said to a woman when he punished them, he said, I'm gonna put enmity between you and the seed, but also I'm gonna put this energy between you and your husband because you know that you are the neck. You know you're the neck that turns the head, but he's still the head, and you have to live with knowing that you might be smarter than us, more cunning, more whatever, but we the head, and you got to manipulate us at a certain point because if not, it's the reason we got here. You know what I'm saying? The snake, or it's not. It never say snake. It say a serpent. So the serpent manipulated Eve. He played on her wanting to be the smartest person in the room. He said, God don't want you to eat from this tree because he don't want you to be as smart as him. Stroked her ego, and she was like, yeah, how dare he? I'm the smartest bitch out here. Right?
Okay, so first we have to agree, okay, because we can't even have this conversation until we agree about Adam and Eve in the garden, okay? And I'm
Oh,
Uh-huh.
now we don't.
this
So
ain't my battlefield. Y'all got it. Y'all
Oh, I
got it.
came to throw
that's
ooh, I came to lobby bombs, son.
right. That's a whole other video. Because
Yeah.
if reading the Bible in a very direct way, you already,
You already ski. I got you. I speak Hebrew.
in my opinion, you already reading it improperly. Okay.
Mhm.
So being that you are actually utilized, because the serpent, right, being that you are already utilizing these uh set set energies as actual people, lets me already know that
Mhm.
that this is not the conversation for that. But anybody else is more than jump in because I'm not the only one on the podcast. I'm just simply saying that for me to answer a question like that, you would have to be privy to certain information, and we would already have to have the same ideology and insight clarity on Adam, Eve, the garden, the serpent, and all of that. Okay, that's a whole
Oh,
nother
I
video.
would. I was just tying it to the subject of manipulation because there's a lot of manipulation in there, right? Because she manipulate.
It,
Even if the story's
it,
untrue, I happen to have 6 different levels of understanding of that from a Muslim perspective, a Hebrew perspective. I speak Hebrew, so I know all the perspective. I know the Pan African perspective. So when I say that, whether the story is true or not, or literal or not, is irrelevant in the context of talking about manipulation. That's all I was trying to say. But
okay,
respect to everybody's
I
belief
see that.
or
I see that.
understanding of that story. You know what I'm saying?
I see
But
that.
if because I don't take it literal, it wasn't an apple. It might not have even been a tangible fruit. They might not have actually been real people, but still, it's just the crux of the story. Because what she did was manipulation. After she got manipulated, according to that understanding of the story, according to the Judeo-Christian understanding of the story, she was manipulated, and then she turned around and manipulated her husband.
And did.
Okay. So let's say that premise, we're gonna go with the premise of the metaphor and the story, right?
Okay.
So in the story, right? And we know most likely that it was an actual fig versus an apple, because you didn't have apples in that
Right.
part of Africa.
Exactly.
I go in there,
Pomegranate could have been a
the Bible is
pomegranate,
an
a
African
fig, an
book, so
olive.
listen. So here's the thing, though. So while his wife was being manipulated, so here's what's really dynamic in this. So you mean to tell me you're gonna let a serpent come up here and take court and have a conversation with your lady? You standing right there, because in the story she just handed that right there. So he manipulating your wife. You ain't saying nothing. So where's the communication? Because see, she wasn't there when the instructions was given about what was forbidden and not forbidden. You mean to tell me so her husband let another Negro talk to his woman while he there, talk her into eating something that God told him not to eat, but he ain't related? You see where that communication from day one broke down? You see how Adam got
I
us all
agree.
stuck like Chuck?
I agree with you 100.
I'm just saying.
100. I agree with you 100.
Look,
But
you guys.
that's why he got punished too, because he tried to tell on her, right? When God came to them, he was like, yo, that chick you gave me, that chick you gave me made me eat the apple. He said, no, dog, I put you in charge. I gave you the instruction. It don't matter. I gave you the instruction, so you get punished too. That's why we got to go out here and work 12 hours a day. The earth don't yield to us.
See, but Majestic, you see in the metaphor, they blame the sister, right?
Majestic, you're breaking up, Majestic. You're breaking up.
Wow. That's because I wasn't supposed to say it. The ancestors told me shut up.
No, I want you to say it though. I want to hear it. It got real interesting real quick. Let me hear it.
That's too funny. But no, I love what I get where you bringing up. But they both were, and the main thing is that Adam. Let's just keep it a buck. So we go with the premise of that story. Listen, Adam done been there with all them animals, everybody else reproducing. He looking at this fine African sister. Like, yo, I'm gonna be without her. So listen, she done ate it. So I might well go on. Hey, I'm just saying the influence was there. But see, Adam could have nipped that in the bud, told serpent, like, hey, partner, beat your feet, get up out of here.
But what are you gonna do if you pop one of them girls out? What are you gonna say? I'm gonna eat the apple too. You pop one of the girls at me, like, come get this. Put it right there. Yeah, I'm coming over there too.
Adam is supposed to be a divine masculine. So now divine masculine can't even control their emotional standpoint and their emotional enough to where they can't even say no to a boob when God tell them not to do something.
You know how many boobs that got me in trouble, yo? I'm still susceptible to getting in trouble. You pop that thing out on me if you want to. I'm away how much of the Lord's wrath I could take in that moment.
All I do know is God
ain't much.
God is.
It ain't much.
Structured.
It ain't much, bro. I hear you, bro.
It is, and I wanted to say to sis when she was saying that, sis, you got me over here choking, okay? Because now I don't know if I'm breaking up again, but
You good.
I know Cyril said he wanted to hear what I said, but I was really thinking that like Adam is giving bitch energy. Like,
oh yeah, he was a bitch. He definitely was a bitch. But I'm going like, go ahead.
Nigga, come talk to your girl in front of you. Then when she tell you do something, you do the shit. Then you run to God and snitch on her. You done went and told on your wife.
Right. Like that's that woman you gave me, Lord.
It's giving bitch energy, okay? To do something, and you're supposed to be the head. Okay, as you eloquently put it, okay? You're supposed to be the head, okay? Then that's your crown chakra. How come you ain't direct to God?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, brothers.
It sounded like Adam was a simp a little bit, wasn't he?
That analogy is that analogy. That's for another video for me. But listen, that thing got me choking over here.
Hold on. Okay, so basically what David is saying is you guys are naturally the manipulators. And we're actually like like, and we're like bitches because of what Adam did when he actually allowed Eve to get the fig or the apple and all that. So basically, our lineage came down from y'all being manipulative and us being bitches.
I know.
So that's the life that we're living right now.
This ain't your mom and dad Bible story, son. This ain't your mom and dad Bible story right here.
Yo, Majestic, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. Hold on, you're breaking up. See, that's God. That's God right there.
It is.
You call Adam a bitch. You call Adam a bitch.
For nobody a bitch. I said that's bitch. I ain't called no.
I feel that.
See, that's how we get started.
But you still breaking up though. What's wrong with you? Okay, so
Probably because I'm in the garage now.
all right, so Health Wells is having a problem with her stuff and all that, like her picture. So it might be my StreamYard too. So I'm not sure. But I was enjoying that conversation. I didn't want y'all to stop because y'all was giving information. Y'all was dissing Adam and Eve and all that. y'all was going in basically. I was loving it basically. But like me and E, we just stood back. like what you
I ain't got nothing for it. I ain't got nothing for it. You could have been eating the pumpkin for all I remember. I can't remember any of that stuff. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, I'm gonna cut this and I'm gonna send this to all you guys. I'm gonna send it to all you guys. So if y'all wanna post it on your Facebook and Instagram or YouTube or whatever, it is what it is. So,
mommy with the glasses. I can't see your name. Where you at?
Am I mommy with the glasses?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh. Greetings. I'm Majestic, and I currently reside in North Carolina.
Pleasure to meet you.
But I'm from New York.
From Georgia?
No, I'm from New York.
From the NY. Okay. Excellent. What part of North Carolina?
Well, you know what? I'm actually house hunting because I just moved back here. My daughter graduated, and so I'm not sure exactly where in North Carolina I'm going. Right now, presently, I'm in South Carolina at my mom's. Because it's summer, and
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be newsy.
It's okay. You wasn't on here when everybody was getting introductions and stuff. And
Roger, where you at? Zzen, where you at, bro?
I am in South Carolina right now.
Okay.
Originally I'm from New Jersey, Patterson.
Really? Patterson, okay.
Me and E.
What's up, brother? E? Pleasure to meet you, Doug.
Definitely. Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you. So I did my boot camp in Columbia, South Carolina.
Your boot camp?
Yeah, I was in the Army.
Fort Jack.
Oh, okay.
Well, not really. I was in the Army for a couple minutes, but they let me out. They had to send me home.
Wait, why? Wait, hold on. Why? Why they send you home?
Yo, let's not glaze past that.
It's
What's
crazy.
going on
here?
It's crazy, dog. It's crazy. It's crazy you asked me that because it kind of tie into the subject. Because I ain't never said this out loud to somebody else, yo. I'm gonna give you a tidbit, dog. I manipulated a situation, bro. I manipulated a situation.
No, let me stop.
I can't get into the details about it, but I wound up getting a medical discharge.
Good for you. Said that. Good for you.
Got up out of here.
Yeah, I'm OG status. I was in a program where you go. I used to get in trouble a lot when I was young. My stepdad was a police officer, so he got me, and he was a sergeant in the military. So he got me in this program they started back in the 90s called Split Op. So you go to boot camp in between your 11th and 12th grade year of high school. Then when you graduate high school, you do your advanced training. And so in between 11th and 12th grade, that's when I was in Columbia, South Carolina in boot camp.
Oh,
that sounds like a Army pipeline type joint, right?
It is. And guess it was a pipeline for It was a pipeline for the first Persian Gulf War conflict.
Ooh. Nah. Had to get up out of there. Had to get up out of there.
All I'm gonna say is I manipulated the situation.
Yeah.
And I dare one of these super crazy American use this that I absolutely, if they see this clip, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. I dare anything on my page to come up about it. Because they'll get the cut in their mouth, you draft dodge or this and that. Nah, man, let me tell you something, man. No, I ain't want to fight people that ain't have nothing. They ain't never hurt me or done nothing to me. And at the time, the president wouldn't pass the law to outfit the machinery and the soldiers with the Kevlar that they needed to go into battle or the bulletproof vest in it. All you had to do was stroke a pen and sign the order and the money would have been there. So he left a lot of young men out there without even the regular protection, the Kevlar stuff that go over the vehicles. Some of it could withstand some bomb blast. You know what I'm saying? So you sending a soldier to war without you gonna tell me to run out here without the gear I need? Not the one.
Come back without the health care you need. Don't get me started.
Not the one. I'm David with a slingshot. I took the head of a giant with a stone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not the one. But my brothers served fully in the in the military. My uncles served, and I was going to serve. And I'm gonna tell you this: the major who let me out basically showed me that he knew I was full of shit. He made me read a mental condition in a psychiatric book, and I caught them dice when he put it in front of me. He said, you got a histrionic personality disorder. And if you read all the things that come with that, it described me. I didn't know I had it, but I learned that day. And he basically was like, yeah, we don't want you, nigga, because you be the type to turn a machine gun around on another soldier because you disagree with some order. And I was a young boy hothead. I laugh when the drill sergeant say some stuff like drop it, give me 20. I'm cracking up like, y'all killing me. So so that whole thing, they was like, nah, but he basically told me he knew I was full of ish. I was like, thank you, sir.
Dang, I thought
So
he was still about the sand fleas.
Are you still like a hothead now though?
It's only because I am, and I'm trying to change. It's only because I went through a major depression, anxiety, and anger spell to the point I had to get psychological help. And that's why today my podcast stands on those principles. I offer men, especially Black men, everybody, but especially men and Black men, a safe space to say, I'm not okay. I'm angry as hell inside, or I'm stressed, or I'm depressed, dog. Because too many times we don't say we okay, and it'll manifest in other ways. We'll take it out on our female. We'll take it out on the kids. We'll take it out on people at work and all this other stuff. So, but if everybody that know me know I was actually a pleasant and calm person, but something broke me psychologically, and I went through a period, and I'm trying to come out of it now. But I don't have patience. I don't like repeating stuff. I don't like people too close to me. And so, unfortunately, I will snap. Unfortunately, I will. But I'm very direct. So sometimes I'm not snap. I'm just being direct with people, and they'll misunderstand. I talk with my hands, too, so people sometimes feel like it's a threat. But people from Philly, we talk like that. We talk like this. You know what I mean? It's no threat. It's just the way we talk. And I guess some of the things I say sound aggressive, and I don't mean to. So I really be studying myself and trying to break it down and woosah, try to change, because I've been an asshole for a couple of years. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah. That accountability looks so good on you, sir. Listen, in here, I love it because I'm a person to take accountability. And so when I hear other people taking accountability, because it's just something that is not widespread. People got more audacity than accountability. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're listen, I'm working on me. And it's the first way to change something is to acknowledge that you even have an issue.
Yeah.
Right? And so the fact that you even acknowledged it, I'm just over here like, look at you, black man. I'm rooting for you. Now I still
I
don't agree
appreciate that.
with Steve, but I'm rooting for you.
That's love.
I feel that. Okay, so
That's
like
love. That's
I feel
real
that,
rap,
though.
man. You know,
Yeah,
So,
hurt people,
I have a-
hurt people.
Good
No.
question though. Good question. Since we all like, I think we all like we pretty much we want to empower black people and all that, like black men and black women. What's the one thing that
Y'all
black
volume
men
went
and-
out for some reason. I
Y'all hear
can't
me?
hear y'all.
I think that's
Okay.
probably why it just dropped off. She probably couldn't hear either.
Somebody, I think I can hear Brother E, but I can't hear anybody else.
Can't hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Because I can't hear you. I
Yeah.
see your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
Can everybody hear me? Who can't hear me?
Let me see.
I can't hear you.
Okay,
Can
I can,
anybody hear me?
yes, I can
I
hear
hear
you.
you.
I can hear
Okay,
you.
so
Who's saying I can hear you?
I said
Brother
I
E, say something.
Yo, this is me.
I can hear you. I can't hear the other two.
Oh,
tell them to hang up and come back in.
Y'all just went out.
E, tell them to hang up and come back in.
well, David, if you hang up and come back in, it might fix it.
Okay. Okay.
all
Nice.
right. So should I wait until like he come back in or whatever, or both of them come back in, or should I just ask the question?
I mean, you
Don't matter.
recording? Yeah, go.
Yeah, I
you
got
doing your thing?
All right. So basically, like we're all like trying to empower. Okay, hold on. Damn. All right,
Hey.
There we go.
so we're all trying to empower black people and all that. Like, but what's one thing that black men and black women have to work on as a whole that's gonna make us a better group of people?
Can I take a pause? Because this literally goes back to what I wrote down when I was running around about how E said you don't know yourself until you get into a relationship. It kind of goes into what the question is now. I don't feel like that's properly correct. I feel like you know yourself. You don't know who you are with that person yet, right? But you should always have a basis of who you are before you get into a relationship, right? Because it's like there's independent and then there's interdependent, which is an independent that person, but now you are joining with somebody to become interdependent, right? And so I think that knowing yourself before you get in a relationship is important because now you don't know what your boundaries are if you don't know yourself, right? You're just gonna, how do you know if a motherfucker is crossing your boundaries for you to say, yo, listen, I'm not okay with that. I don't like that. That's not okay. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know who you are, if you don't have your boundaries before you get into a relationship with somebody. Now, I think people bring out different versions of themselves with different people because different people can bring out different versions. If you've ever had a person that was toxic in your life and you like, every time I get around this motherfucker, like he made me want to choke his eyes out, right? That person brings that certain type of person out of you. Or if you've ever been in a relationship or multiple relationships, you're like, listen, I feel safe with this woman. I feel like I can cry in front of this woman and I don't, and if you haven't, then you know that you've not been in a relationship with a woman that you could be that vulnerable with, right? It's not that you can't be that vulnerable. You just haven't met the person that makes you feel like you can be that version of yourself, right? So when we talk about like what do black women and black men need in order to like work together, I first think that they need to know who the fuck they are. There's so many people walking around here don't even know who the fuck they are. You sitting here trying to make a situation work with somebody else the whole time. You don't even know who you is. You learn who you is first, right? And then we don't chase. Well, for women, okay, because men is different. I'm talking to a whole bunch of masculines right now, right? But this is the difference, right? Because women, we don't chase, we attract, right? So if you're not attracted, you're not attracted. And that's okay, right? Now, men, if you see something that you can be that person with, the person you can't be or you ain't been able to be with nobody else, and you know that that's the person, then that's the person that you chase, right? Because that's the person who is going to speak life into you. That's the person, if you feel like you can cry in front of that woman, you could be vulnerable with that woman speak life into you, If you call her and you like, I don't know, I'm just nervous. She like, no, what the fuck you nervous for? You was built for this shit. You know what I'm saying? If she is speaking life into you, then that's how you know that that's the person that brings out that version of you, right? Because everybody can bring that version out of you. And so I think that that's very important to know, that you need to know who you are, and better yet, pay attention to the version you are when you're with that person. Does that person make you a better version of you, right? Or does that person got you feeling out of the motherfucking Costco? Okay, are you okay? That's important. So that's my take on it.
Appreciate that.
Anybody else?
Yeah. I agree with some of that. Like, definitely knowledge of self is definitely important. I think everybody needs that going into it. But there's aspects of a relationship, is aspects of yourself that you don't know until you're in a relationship. Like, I don't know I'm going to be jealous unless I have a partner who invokes these feelings of jealousy. You know, I don't know how good I am as a communicator if only I've been doing is having knowledge of myself. So I don't know what's going to trigger me with the person I'm with until this comes up. And that could be with anybody. And like you say, it could be different for other different types of women, but you don't know that until you get into a relationship. So it's almost important to constantly put yourself out there, get into these relationships, feel these triggers. Obviously, don't do anything with them because they're emotions. You don't do anything with emotions, but you feel them, do something. You say, okay, man, I feel this way about this. Maybe I could bring that to my partner and say, hey, when you're this way, it invokes these feelings in me. We got to discuss that, and vice versa. It should, if that woman has knowledge of self for herself, she'll be able to do the same thing. Hey, when you are out late, this makes me feel this kind of way, and we can come and communicate on it. And then obviously the next part of that is communication, having the wherewithal to know enough about yourself to communicate that to your partner. I think that's important. So I think that's what we both need when it comes to men and women, Black men and women, is knowledge of self, and then communication with that knowledge of self.
Oh, I agree with E. Excuse me, y'all. When he said the piece about some things you only discover about yourself when you're in a relationship. So I'm an only child. And so, good Lord, there are certain things I would have never known about myself until I, got into partnership. And I was like, oh, man. So this is like, yeah, I realized I got a 90-minute tick. 3 hours, if I really feeling you, got by a good 3 hours and I'm tired. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, people are expensive. Like, they cost energy for someone like me. So if I like you, like, we're good. Now, if I'm in and out 20 minutes, hey, deuces. Can't do, you too expensive for me. You feel energetically. So, but I would have never come to that until I entered my first relationship. And it took time to find like the language that I needed. So it might be another only child out there that, no, you're not crazy. It's just that people with siblings, they have an advantage, over us. They're accustomed to interacting with people. And so our norm is to be to ourselves. And so it's like, after a while, it'd be like, all right, you ain't got somewhere else to go. Like what are we doing? Like, why are you still here? I'll be honest with you. So I would have never discovered that until I got in a relationship. Now, excuse me, I'm able to kind of like vet and communicate that ahead of time so that there are no, hurt feelings. Because even in friendships, it's the same way. It doesn't matter the relationship, even in work. Like, I got to change the scenery because I get tired of people, and it's nothing to do with them. It's just, I'm tired. I'm not used to this. Like, I'm tired. I need you to go somewhere. I need to go somewhere, but I gotta make a shift. So, but again, that was me being able to actually be honest, take accountability of whose side that was on, which was mine. And okay, how do I move forward and how do I get better? And, I didn't get better until I went through grief counseling. And I'm, a lot of people, had issues with the pandemic, but I can say one thing that came out of that pandemic for me, keyword PLAN, Okay, I ain't gonna go there. But one thing that came out of that for me is through me going to grief counseling. It really helped me to unpack that even more. And now I feel like my friendships, all of my relationships got better once I really kind of got to get granular and work on that thing. But again, that self-reflection, if you refuse to reflect on yourself, what hope is there? Really and truly. We got to be willing and open and honest to take accountability on ourselves. So thanks for letting me share, y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yo, I want to add something to that. When you said advantage, like, the people, kids growing up with siblings and things like that, when you said advantage, I was like, it's a perspective, because now you have a lot more perspective with being for yourself. You know what I mean? Because you were the single child. So your perspective on, this is just me, I got myself, you get more knowledge of self. Meanwhile, someone with, 6, 7 siblings, they don't even know themselves. It's literally the unit. They don't really have that knowledge of self. So I think I like to flirt around with the perspective of rather than this is good, that's bad. It's like, that's the perspective. This is a different perspective. And it might seem good on one, but I might be better on another one, or not so good on the other.
Okay, see here, I thought all y'all was privileged. I thought y'all had sibling privilege,
Yeah, I did, but like they say, no two siblings grow up in the same house. They all have their own perspective.
That part.
Absolutely. You could get lost in being one of the siblings and not feel your own individuality, and then have problems when you get older trying to establish your own identity, because you've always seen yourself through the lens of, and I say that because I'm the oldest of my entire generation. My grandmama has 7 daughters. My mother is the second oldest, but was the first one to have children, and I'm the first one. I'm older than all my cousins. Every last one of my cousins, every last one of my siblings, you know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, for a bunch of years, I was told what many young black men is told, which is you the man of the house, and a boy can't be a man. You know what I'm saying? So you lose your identity. Now I'm bossy now because of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm bossy to even still to my brothers and sisters. I mean, they mid-40s now. I'm still bossy to them. You know what I'm saying? And so I developed traits from that. But I also had to go out into the world and find my own identity and find myself.
I like Mr. David, isn't it? Mr. David. All right, Mr. David.
Yeah.
You just said something. Now I'm just listen. This is almost like additional therapy, because now I realize, most of like the people who are siblings. I know that's not a real word. I noticed that the ones that I've developed friendship with are typically they're either the oldest or either they're the actual youngest, and there was a big gap in between because they kind of grow up to a degree similar to an only child because of that self-reliance and that that's so interesting. That's so interesting. When he just said that, I was like, yeah, everything, you got to figure things out. You're responsible. Like everything kind of like falls on you because it's just you. So, see, I just got an aha with that when I heard it.
Yeah, perspective, man. Perspective is where it's at. That's how I love preaching perspective.
Everything perspective. I do have something. I kind of want to take it back because I do agree that there are things that you don't know about yourself until you get into a relationship or until you get in with partnership. Now, I didn't grow up the only child, but I did grow up the only girl. And I got and so even that's a whole nother perspective, right? Because even though I grew up with siblings, I grew up the only girl. Okay, so that's even a whole different dynamic. Even though I'm the second oldest, I'm the only girl. Okay, I'm saying that because that makes a whole lot of difference when you in a house full of boys. Okay, talk about bossy. Okay. Right. So I will say that I certainly agree with that because I've only recently really balanced my masculine and femininity. Right. I was very hyper masculine. Right. because I grew up with all men. Okay. And my father was a stay-at-home father for a time period. My mother worked 2 jobs and then she was in the military. So she was even masculine. She was even in her masculine energy, right? So there just wasn't many examples of femininity. That was something that I had to balance from my childhood, right? But so I do agree with going in there. Now, I think that going into partnerships, you do know some things. Now, I know E had mentioned something about like jealousy, and jealousy is something that you already know about yourself, right? When you gave the example of, hey, this makes me feel some kind of way that you come in at like 4 a.m. That's not jealousy. That's your boundaries have been crossed. Okay. Because you're not jealous. Jealous means that you want something somebody else have. Well, if this is your woman, this is your man. How the fuck can you be jealous, right? Because you mine. Okay. Now, if you cross my boundaries and you're coming in at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., that's not me being jealous because I check you. That's because you've crossed my boundaries and I know my worth. So we're going to talk about the boundary that you just crossed, right? That's not the same as me being jealous because I can't be jealous of something that's already mine. Or are you mine? You know what
I
I'm
never
saying?
heard it put that way. I dig that.
And that's, so it's like for me, you definitely know going into anything, if you know who you are, you may not know, right? Because of who you all gonna be, but you know who you're not, right? I know I'm not a jealous woman, right? Because if I have to compete for you, then you're not mine. So I'm not gonna sit here and compete with another sis. No, sis, have them. Or her, because I'm bisexual, right? And I am poly and I'm going to have a husband and a wife. That's not something that I hide. I'm just very excited about it. I don't know what it's going to come, but I'm excited, right? And at any point, I'm not going to compete for either one of them, right? Because as divine feminines, we don't chase, we attract. So if you're not attracted, you're not attracted, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to chase you because whatever is for me, I don't have to chase. And if I have to chase it, that let me know right there it's not for me.
Yeah, I could dig it. Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Anybody here married or ever been married?
We just got off that conversation. Yes,
You have. Okay.
I haven't. Only was engaged. That's it.
I've been married and divorced 3 times.
Really?
That's a whole nother topic.
Oh,
yeah. I'm looking for my next ex-wife right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how's that search going for you? Because I'm not.
He almost took me out.
It's like, no, I know I'm no good right now, so I'm actually sitting still for a minute. I'm sitting still for a minute. But I asked that question because, well, it was really twice. One of my marriages wasn't an official marriage as much as it was like a cultural marriage per se. So I can't get it right though, man. I love the institution of marriage. I just can't get it right. But I'm gonna tell you one thing I learned. Of course, all the above, communication and being honest and true. But I'm not gonna front. We gotta have a shared will and have the patience and the stamina to see it through. That's what I think the black couples need, because I think we got into a microwave mindset with this culture of society of I'm gonna change partners as much as I change my drawers and socks. And I think that messed with us. It made you go from relationship to relationship, imbibing them other energies and bringing your baggage and energies. And it's like that weird science thing. You ain't never going to create the perfect relationship. What you got to do is withstand some shit from somebody. You got to deal with this nigga who feet stink, but he pay the bills though. The nigga pay the bills on time. He don't look at other women. He don't disrespect you, but the nigga feet stink bad. You gotta work with this nigga. You know what I mean?
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He got me by the choke.
I'm just saying patience and the will and stamina to see it through. Like, you know what? This nigga drives me crazy. Let me keep every now and then I gotta go back to what it is that I liked about him, and because if we're not communicating, we can fix that. Don't leave me because I don't communicate like you and you need to teach me how to communicate. Don't leave me, teach me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to leave you. Don't go cheat on me because I ain't communicating with you. Teach me how to communicate with you better. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm going to deal with you. You know what I mean? You ain't perfect. You snore like a motherfucker. You know what I mean? I love you. You beautiful. But goddamn, I ain't know I married a bear.
I do believe.
I'm going to work with you because you worth it. I already determined that you worth it. So I'm going to work with it. I'm going to get me some good earmuffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're going to rock this thing out.
So, you know what, Mr. David? I'm about stuff because this was a topic we already had. And one of those things that we had spoke about in the topic is a lot of people get into marriage thinking that the person is going to change once they get married.
That's absolutely not true.
Exactly. That's people's first mistake. This nigga feet was stank before y'all said I do. Okay.
Come on.
You didn't say nothing about this man feet stank before you said I.
But hold up. But hold up. You could be fooled though.
I'm sorry if your feet is stinking for 5 years, then that's a whole different problem. That's a whole different situation.
He could be.
That means he got some mental issues going on with that.
He could be a smart nigga. Every time he was with you during the dating process, he had the tenactin with him. You know what I'm saying?
But why's your feet stinking for 5 years though? Seriously. Like, what's going on? I was quiet this whole time, but like, I'm sorry. If you have
nigga needs surgery. Nigga needs surgery on the toes or something. I don't know.
You gotta get surgery then.
Like his toes. What is going on?
Oh God.
You ain't never smelled somebody's shit so bad, smell like they need surgery?
No.
Yeah, I broke up with somebody like that.
Like, we need somebody to cut that shit out. Cut that funk out, nigga. Like,
smell like you got
soap ain't working, nigga. We need doctor. What's the bitch on Grey's Anatomy? I'm sorry, what's the lady on Grey's Anatomy? We need that bitch. Like, we need her to cut something out.
Mr. David.
Oh God.
Mr. David.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I agree with you actually, as far as like putting in the work. Okay.
Right.
I agree with you. From somebody who actually put in the work with my marriage to the point where it was like it was nothing left for me to do. Okay. Mm-hmm. My ex-husband, and I say this confidently and recorded. Okay. My ex-husband, the only issues he had with me was the ones I had with him. Let that sink in. Okay. So for somebody who's constantly trying to tinker on somebody to get them to be what you need them to be, listen, you can't force people to do anything. Right? So if we're in the boat and we're supposed to be doing this, but I'm the only one doing it, guess what? We're going in circles. At this point, keep the motherfucking boat. I'll take my chances in the water. Okay? I'll just swim by myself because staying with you, we're stagnant. So I do agree with you as far as working on it and valid communication. But if there
let me ask you, did you tell him that he wasn't helping you?
Listen. I'm a very vocal and not to flex, but let me tell you, right?
How'd you tell him?
I'll have a very listen. First of all, I was raised by men. So I understand men in a unique way, I would like to think, right? I know how to speak to men, okay? That's number one, because if you want something from a man, the way you ask that man will decipher whether or not you get it. Let's just keep it a buck, okay? Mm-hmm. Men love femininity, okay? So what I'm not going to do is come in a masculine way. You need to do this. You need to do this. No, right? I learned the concept a long time ago to learn to lead from behind. So therefore, it's always going to be a soft approach when you come in to a man, a masculine, right? Not a boy, a masculine, because that masculine in his nature is going to want to protect you and provide for you and to see you happy, right? As long as you are reciprocating such happiness. Okay, so no, it didn't have anything to do with my approach. I would say some people are just comfortable. Okay. And when you are comfortable in your comfortability, There is nothing that nobody can say to you to make you move from that comfortability. Everything is will, right? Everything
Yeah.
comes from within. You have to have the will, right? To want to do such things. It doesn't matter how much you tell an abused woman or a battered man to leave until they make it
Sure.
up in their mind that they're going to leave. You're talking to a brick wall, right? You can't make. So now you get to the point where you're saying, hey, stick it out, stick it out, stick it out. And I agree with you. If both parties are working on it, it can be worked out. But if you're the only party that's actually working on it, and every time you approach the situation, it's like, just disregarded, at some point you have to implement your self-love. Because where is the love that you have for yourself that say, listen, I deserve somebody who listens to me. I deserve somebody who can properly communicate with me. I deserve somebody this, that, and the third, right? Now, in those said marriages that you had, and I said because you said one was kind of fickle, and I don't know what that means, but we're just gonna go with it, right? In those marriages, at the end of the day, you should be able to look back and say, you know what, I can take accountability and A, B, and C. Maybe I wasn't as attentive. Maybe I wasn't as affectionate, right? Because a lot of times men grow up thinking just because they paid the bills that that's all that needs to happen. Well,
Right.
now we get into a day and age where we can pay our own bills. Okay.
Right.
Money isn't about it. It's about the things that we can't provide for ourselves, right? It's about the things that money can't buy. What are the invaluables? What the invaluables is the loyalty, the trust, the communication, the protection, right? Does said women feel protected? Does said women feel like they can communicate with you? You said you had an anger problem. I don't know how long ago your marriages were, and I don't know when it developed, right? But at the end of the day, it's about, okay, if instead of jumping into another marriage, right? And I'm pretty sure you learned something different from all the marriages. So I'm not knocking your
Exactly.
journey because that probably was your journey. Okay.
Exactly.
But now you're in a spot now where you're like, listen, I'm ready for something and I want to stick. Okay. So now what I feel like you should be more focused on is taking a look at the things that you should be fixing, which you already taken accountability for, is your anger and how you can snap and this, that, and the third, right? I don't know you personally, so I can't really say all the things that you might need to work on, but you know, right?
Mhm.
And once you work on those things and you get in a balance with yourself, then you will attract naturally, right? You will be on the same timeline naturally with that divine partner that you're seeking. Until then, it's okay to be left alone, right?
Yeah.
Then the butterflies is left alone so that they can literally transform.
Right.
Right. And so I think that you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing right now. You are looking at yourself and self-evaluating yourself and saying, okay, what is it that David needs to do to be a better version of David? And and trust and believe your divine feminine is doing the same thing because everything is energetic, right? So whoever
Yeah.
your divine feminine is, as you grow energetically, you're pulling and that causing that person to grow as well. You will then meet on a timeline. It's about sitting still and being with yourself. Most people can't sit with themselves, and that's because they
Most
don't
people
like
can't sit with themselves, and I
and that's
couldn't. That's why I had did it 3 times. I
that's because
couldn't.
they don't like
Like,
themselves, though. You know what I'm saying? And if you look in the mirror and you look at your Ori and you speak it to your Ori and you don't like the person that you are speaking to, that's like, right? You like, I got these anger issues, but love yourself in that. Because
right.
you're taking accountability. Like, listen, I got these anger issues and this is why, but I'm working on me. So listen, I love you. And I know today you're going to be aware of all your triggers. And not only
Mhm.
are you going to be aware of your triggers, but you are going to stop them before it triggers you.
Mhm.
Things that you should be talking to yourself, okay? And making sure that you have this communication with your Ori. And then you should be then looking to have wife number 4. You know what I'm saying? Which is balance.
Yeah, I mean,
We gotta say it like that. We gotta say it like that.
So, Miss Majestic,
Anyway.
good question.
Mm-hmm.
You said like your ex-husband, the only problem that he had with you was the problem that you had with him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have problems with yourself within that relationship?
That's a very good question, right? After I got out of the relationship, because as I said, I was with my ex-husband from the time I was 14 to the time I was 28. So you really don't even know who you are, right? So of course, naturally, once I left the relationship, right, I'm in my late 20s, right? Everything that everybody did in their early 20s, I'm just now getting to, right? So yeah, it was a time where I was single for 7 years, just looking back and like, you know what? Maybe I could have said this, and this was early on, right? Because we're 14, 15. But as time goes on, no, it was like I should have left a long time ago. That's how I looked at it, right? I should have left a long time ago. And had I would have been obedient, I would have saved myself a lot of heartache. But because I was so worried about what society was going to say, because I was so worried about like how Mr. David work on it, right? I didn't get married just to get divorced, right?
Mhm.
And he ain't beating on you, Savannah. Okay, he go to work and he come home. That's a good man, Savannah. Okay, that's off of a
So,
movie. I don't know if
basically,
y'all
the main problem that you had with yourself, was you not leaving.
I didn't love myself enough to know
leave.
when I was being taken advantage of, right? When to know when to call enough, right? To say, listen, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're fucking, you're sucking, you're doing this, you're doing that. He would come home and his clothes was laid out on the bed for his, for pajamas. I ironed his uniform and had his boots there for the next day. You came home, depending on what time you came home. Our daughter was bathed or in the bed, depending on if you had to work late, right? Definitely bathed, because this is what stay-at-home moms do, right? But then when it came to taking out the trash, I had to remind you, hey, trash day is tomorrow. You gonna take it out? Yeah, I'm gonna take it out. Now trash day don't come and go, and now we got a week worth of trash. Again, you know what I'm saying? Or it's my birthday. You forget it's my birthday, right? Now, mind you, your birthday was like 2 weeks before my birthday. So I'm taking you on dinner cruises for your birthday, and you forget my birthday.
Oh,
Forget
damn.
my birthday, come home, realize you forget my birthday, leave me at the house to go get me a gift, take it to your mama house to have her wrap it and bring it back to me, and I'm supposed to do what? Suck your dick? Like, let's keep it a buck.
Wait, y'all was together since y'all was 14. He forget your birthday?
That's what I'm saying. So when you ask me when I leave, I should have been left, right? When you ask me what, people don't really realize that, right? Because I was raised by men. So of course my father will always, baby girl, don't be no nagging ass woman. Don't buy one no nagging ass woman. Okay, shit. Baby girl, don't start nothing that you're not willing to, to finish if you're not gonna keep it up. So if you're gonna suck this nigga dick when he come in the house dirty, then guess what? Don't stop not sucking his dick dirty. Okay, check. Right? I was raised by a man from New York. Keep that in mind. Okay. So he was very blunt, very direct. And so coming up like that, it was like when you get into a relationship and now you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing, but yet you're still not, there's no reciprocity. So you ask me, what did I learn? I should have left and loved myself long before I did. That's what I learned. Because everybody don't deserve me. That's
When
what I learned.
when you left, did he want you or did he let you go?
Oh no. Like, you can always tell who was holding what together. Okay? You can always tell who was holding what together when said party split.
Hey, E, quick question.
His mama
What was
came back and asked me what I
What was the biggest flaw when it comes to your marriage that you had?
Mine?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that kind of made it all go sour was the lack of intimacy. That kind of fell off. And then when I tried to get it back with, marriage counseling and all that stuff, she was like, nah. She did counseling, and they pretty much was like, yeah, man, you're the issue, telling to her. And I'm like, you gotta, she talking to you. She's not talking to me. You gotta fix that. She didn't want to fix it. She was like, nah, I'm good. So I was like, we still got a problem though. The intimacy ain't there. I'm not gonna step out. So what we gonna do? And she was like, nah, I'm not going back there. So I was like, well, I got to make my own move. So,
yo, can I ask you would you mind if I ask you a personal question, brother,
about
that situation?
Go ahead.
Because I experienced something similar in a relationship, and I just wanted to know, did she tell you that you were the problem, or did she think she was the problem? Like, did she have
No,
some
it
type of
was.
problem with you? Like I would say, not attracted to you anymore, or
Mhm.
not feeling you anymore.
Yeah, it was a little bit of all that. It was like
Okay.
a part of that was that I'm not attracted to you anymore, or I fell out of love with you. Another part of it was because I was a stay-at-home dad for like 8 years, from almost all my youngest kids' life. She would be like, I'm jealous. I want to be in that role, but
Mm.
I didn't pick this role. I was in this role because she wanted to be a nurse. Then she got her bachelor's in nursing, so she was constantly getting more accolades and getting better employment. I'm like, I can't keep up. I have to be here with the girls. You're constantly in school, so it was always this friction. Every time it would come to intimacy, it was like, nah, I'm not really feeling this. I'm like, it is what it is.
That's tough,
And
bro. I'm sorry you went through that, because I went through that, man. She told me that it wasn't me, that it was things. I know what was happening to her at the time. So she told me it wasn't me, that it wasn't
Mm,
something I did, or it wasn't me. But yeah, that John shut down like immediately, like out of nowhere.
mhm.
And I was like, what happened? Like,
Yeah. And then as
You
dudes,
saying
we want to overcorrect too. We want to be like, well, all right, if it ain't this, if it ain't that, what is it so we can fix it? And we
right.
fixers. And it was like there was nothing I could do to fix it. There was no amount of dishes being
Yeah.
washed or kids being looked after that was going to make her any wetter. It wasn't happening. So it was like,
Then
yeah, I don't know.
then
I don't know
your
what else to
male
do.
ego take a hit. Male ego a
Yeah,
real
you're like,
thing, man. Like,
yeah,
that's hard to swallow. Like, you look at
oh
yourself in the
yeah,
mirror like, damn, you chump ass nigga. Like, you can't even keep a girl.
hmm
That's what I was doing to
yeah,
myself. Like, you can't even keep your girl. It's just, nigga, what's wrong with you? Like,
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Yeah,
let
you
me help
nail on the
y'all.
head.
Let me help y'all heal. Okay,
Hmm.
because that's really unfortunate that that was your experience. Because I'm not a person that's like sexist. I don't believe in like gender roles, right? Because I believe in whatever works for your family, that's what the fuck you do. Okay? I don't remember my God giving you a memo on what the fuck I got going on. Okay, so I can't say what y'all was probably guided to do that. That's why I don't like judgment, right? Because it's like be judging him, or people, society would judge you and be like, oh, you a stay-at-home dad, you're not shit. Da, da, da. Anybody that was stay-at-home mom, no. Baby, I would love to work out the house because when you have done both, stay at home mom and work out the house, you work round the clock as a stay at home parent. Okay,
Yep.
so to say or to look at a man who's a stay at home parent as lazy is just absolutely preposterous to me. Okay, especially if you are actually doing stay at home duties. If I come home and the laundry is done, the children, like you doing what the fuck, you ain't been just sitting home all day twiddling your thumbs. Okay, now unfortunately, it also depends on the person that you have gotten into a union with, right? And this is some of the things that you don't know about a person that you should definitely be talking about before people just be in relationships with strangers. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Because it's certain things that you should be asking on a date that sounds like you're being rude or that is just too upfront, but really for me, it's just let's not waste each other's time. How would you feel if something happened and I end up having to be, because you could have broke your leg, you could have been disabled. You know what I'm saying? And then that would have
Yeah,
caused you to be a stay-at-home dad. Then you're not gonna suck my dick now because I didn't injured myself and now I can't go to work.
yeah.
Like, where is your level of mentality when it comes to union and partnership? And I think that that's where people miss the boat, right?
that's what
And
I'm
so
saying. Yeah. That's because, look, our grandparents made it through stuff. Grandmama got cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done heard old heads that been married for 50 years. This
now,
old head lady told me right in front of her husband, she was like, he like light skinned Jones. One time he went and to Vegas, and the Jones set him up. He slept with her. He woke up. She robbed him. She got these bulls to run up in the hotel room and rob him. He had to call his wife to come get him. This was 20 years ago, and they were still together. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's crazy.
David,
That's crazy. But I'm just saying, like, we might have to put up with something, man. Like,
don't. And this is why I'm saying that, right? Because we are breaking generational curses. Okay, just because Grandma Ellen stayed with her toxic great great grandpa while he ran the street and dogged her out, that's not what we're doing, because we're breaking generational curses. We are not enabling negativity now. That's not. How is that beneficial? How is that helpful to the Black community to enable negativity, to enable disloyalty? That's the fucking problem now. Everybody is disloyal.
That's generalizing what I'm saying, though, because what I'm saying is we all got shit with us, though. We all got shit with us.
Disloyalty is not having shit. You got one toe, you missing a toe.
There's many ways you could be disloyal, though. There's many ways you could be disloyal.
No, disloyalty. Most businessmen don't do business with men who cheat on their wives, because if they feel like if the wife can't trust,
who told you that?
I listen to a lot of men podcasts. I listen to a lot of businessmen.
That's a short sample amongst millions and millions of us. That's not true.
What I'm saying is disloyalty should never be celebrated. If you can't be loyal to the person you lay next to,
I think you're changing the argument, though. You're changing the conversation. I didn't say that it should be celebrated. What I said is that we got to make it through some stuff.
Where does the consequences come in if you stay after you've been disloyal?
Well, first of all, staying after somebody was disloyal to you shows you forgiveness. It shows empathy, especially if we can talk. If we can talk, hold on. If we could talk and get to the bottom of it, and if, like you said earlier, the will and desire, I have a will to stay with you, even if I messed up. I have a will to stay with you. I ran out here, I slept with another John, but she ain't wifey material like you are. You know, I know. I'm saying scenarios of things that I know. I know brothers that cheated once, and they love their wife, though, and they would have liked to stay and work it out.
I realize that you're the one that I want to be with. So please forget the fact that I was disloyal. Please forget the fact. No, listen, forgiveness don't mean access. Okay, forgiveness is for yourself. Okay, and I have a video on that. Forgiveness is for you.
I think you overthinking this, sis. I think you overthinking this.
This is the problem. People don't think enough. This is the problem. People don't think enough. Okay. And if you're not thinking enough, you're gonna have 4 divorces. And that's not me speaking anything on you. That's a behavior trait. That's a mindset and a perspective that you looking at a great great granddaddy who cheated on your great great grandmother and she stayed, and you think that that's honorable.
No, I know the reverse situation where the female cheated. So I know it from both sides. I know situations where the female cheated and the man was like, I love her though, and I'm gonna stay with her because I love her enough to forgive her. I can tell you had a problem communicating in your relationship because you don't want to stop. You don't want to get nobody no space. You probably had fights with your husband about talking.
90 minutes. I'm past my 90 minutes because once I get past, how to stay her 90 minutes.
Oh Lord!
So you have 90 minutes because now I can't take the foolishness, Mr. David, and I like you, okay? But if we're not going to evolve and change our perspective on how that is completely disloyal, and how the fact you want somebody to forgive your disloyal ass, that seems
you have isolated just disloyalty instead of hearing what I'm saying about we all got something. Maybe it might be disloyalty. It might be something else. It might be the funky feet. All I'm saying is we all got something. At some point, you did something to that man too. It wasn't all he did something to you, I guarantee you, if we talk to him, at some point he was like, yo, nigga, she was driving me crazy. She just wouldn't shut up or this, that, or the third. Something, right? From his perspective, he would say something from his perspective, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I almost left her because of this. I almost left her because of this. I almost left her because of this.
We're talking perspectives here.
I couldn't shut up. And I don't want to be a nagging ass woman. I like peace. I like to come home and be peaceful. I like to be my husband's peace. But if I can't get you to take the trash out and I got to stick with a whole nother week of funky ass trash, if I'm not at peace, how the fuck you think you're going to be at peace? That's not how that works. Okay? So if you want peace, I suggest you provide things. It's called reciprocity. People want to plant carrots and radish and expect watermelon and peaches. No, you're going to get what you sow. So if
maybe you should have did the Eve thing and put that thing right between the girls and been like, yo, take the trash out. Yo, go ahead, take the trash out. And when you come back, you can get this peach right here. You could have came up with ways to get that done. You ain't have to lead a man because of the trash.
Grown man, I got to constantly remind a fucking grown-ass man to take the goddamn trash. Mr. David, what are you talking about here?
That's why I said we got to have the will and the stamina to make it through. We got to have the will and the stamina. Your will should have told you the trash ain't big enough for me to lead a nigga over. So let me get what I want another way.
Listen. I set a timer on that man's phone for him to take the trash. That's a grown-ass man. Sir, get up and take the trash, but you want your dick sucked. No, sir. Okay, listen, my 19.
What's wrong with a little carrot? What's wrong with dangling a little carrot? What's wrong with that? Who said you do that?
I dangled. Mr. David. Listen,
so do you mind
I'm gonna say this. A lot of people probably want to know, like, what I have a bachelor's degree in behavioral science and
respect.
Enough credits for a minor in psychology. Okay.
Do you mind if I jump in because I think E wanted to say something too. Because
my bad, y'all. My bad.
Raise his hand real quick.
Oh yeah, it was perspective, and when you say about the infidelity and all that, from a different perspective, you have to honor the other perspective. Yes, you are saying, yo, that's disloyal. In that guy's mind, that might not be disloyal.
That's why you should have conversations before you get married. What is considered disloyal to you?
No, that's the thing.
Cheating. Is that something you can come back from?
I'm not, listen, I'm seeing it from this perspective. A guy can do something and have his own perspective on it, and you can have your feelings about it, which is your perspective. It's him seeing 6 and you seeing 9. Y'all just looking at it from a different angle.
I spent a lot of money in therapy, and the only thing I walked out was my common sense ain't everybody common sense.
That's true. That's true.
This is why I said, I got to ask everything. Ain't no question a stupid question. Can't be.
Brother E, when it was shut down on you and you was going through that period where intimacy was shut down, did you contemplate cheating?
No.
Good man. You better than me. Good man.
Because I said to myself, I'm like, I don't want that happening to me. I'm not going to do that to her. That was my perspective.
Sister Majestic, can I ask you, if your husband denied intimacy for you for a while, how would you handle it? Would you contemplate cheating? Would you try to get it from somewhere else?
Well, first, I would know. I would want to know why my husband is denying intimacy. Every action has it's a reason. There is no coincidence. So if my husband is not, first of all, and I'm glad you brought this up, right? Because how I view intimacy, if you go 3 days, you cheating.
What you say?
She said 3 days. I went year.
That's why I'm like 3 days.
Stick with it. 3 days ain't that much tiredness in the world. What are you getting at? What? 72 hours you ain't rubbed on a booty.
Yeah. You're right on that. We got to have that conversation up front because, yeah.
I think I think having that conversation up front is a little unrealistic
No, I'm
because
a
your perspective change after some time. You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
That's
Like
true.
we but real quick, they did this experiment, right? Where they took these kids and they said in 30 days we're gonna come back. You can either have a cookie or a banana. So out of 50 kids, 35 of them said a cookie, the 15 that said a banana, right? Now, 30 days later, when they actually came with the cookies and banana, it was all different. Everything was different. The kids showed something totally different from what they said 30 days ago. And they did this
Right.
study to show you how, okay, at the time I'm saying something to you, I'm trying to get the draws, I'm trying to get the ring, I'm trying to get the situation. Yeah, I do this and this. This is how I think and do this. But
okay.
then in the actual situation, we gonna be
Yeah.
like,
Well,
nah, it might not be the same thing I said 20 years ago or 5 years ago.
the study was conducted on children. I want to point that out. Okay.
True.
Number two, and you're absolutely right. And this is why my father always told me, don't start something you're not willing to continue, right? Because
Then why you kick the man out for not taking the trash out?
because I wasn't willing to continue. I never, when he the one that pretended like he could take the trash out and he was a protector. When that shit, when the mask fall, right? Because like my father always said, you can only pretend to be somebody for a certain amount of time till the real you show up. And when the real him showed up, you don't get the real me no more, or the real me changes, right? Because now I was giving you the real me. And I thought you was giving me the real you, because when it was my birthday, you made me feel special, right? Then you get me. Now you can't remember my goddamn birthday. Now you can't remember to take out the motherfucking trash. So who really changed? Huh? Now you still want me to do the same shit that I was doing for a nigga who ain't doing the same shit he was doing. How the fuck is the reciprocity? Where's the reciprocity?
All right, so before we go on, we got to shout out to Donny because Donny just came in. I want to hear. I want to hear his input. So shout out to Donny, man. One of the most entertaining people that I've talked to, like one of the most controversial people that I talked to and all that. So do you have your input on anything that you got to say, like that they were saying?
I don't even know what it was. What up, though, folks? How y'all be?
Peace and blessings.
I don't know what was being talked about, but it sounds like to me like people are treating people the way they don't want to be treated and thinking that they're cool people, mixed with a little bit of gender rolling and pettiness.
Donny, you was listening, Donny?
No, I came in like
things was already hot when he came in.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes into
the
start of this. So I don't know what was being said, but that's what it sounded like for what I did here.
Yeah, that's
Sis took issue to me saying that I believe that in a relationship for a black man and a black woman to have a fulfilling relationship, my opinion was that we needed to have a shared will and patience to see the thing through. So she was saying that if somebody is being cheated on or, is disloyalty in a relationship, why should somebody stay? That was one scenario of many that we was kind of tossing on that subject.
That's how rumors get started.
I'm sorry, did I not encapsulate what I apologize.
I actually agree with Mr. David, because Mr. David's point was people don't like to work through things anymore. There is no work, and people need to work together. And if there's shit that comes up, everybody got shit with them. I agree with him on that. We disagree on said shit. Okay. Mr. David felt like certain shit would be somebody coming in with infidelity. And I was explaining to him that that's not shit. That's disloyalty. And you want loyalty from someone who you can't even give it. Okay. Coming in with some shit is, hey, I've been in an accident and I walk with a limp. Okay. Or, hey, I take care of my sick grandmother and she lives with me. Okay. That's people coming in with some shit, right? But you being disloyal, that's a choice. Okay. And it's a choice you didn't choose wisely. And then you want And then he used the example of how great-great-granddaddy was able to cheat and great-great-grandmother stayed. And I further let him know that in this day and age, we are breaking generational curses. And we are no longer enabling the negativity and the disloyalty that that partners are bringing in saying that, hey, we're going to stay because he's paying the bill. Because that was one of the things that Mr. Davis said, was
The
that if
gender roles,
bill,
I heard.
then he should be able to basically be disloyal and cheat and do whatever the fuck he wants to do, like his granddaddy.
Did I say that?
Oh,
No.
Well,
well,
if
hold
you
on, wait,
understand that, you should work two things, and even that means infidelity.
hold on, please. It sounds like you about to have the whole entire thing that I missed all over again. So hold on. But I forgot to top it off. The other perspective I got from what I heard was grown people playing games. That's like the top tier idiocracy of people to me. Grown people playing games. Also, one of the major things that I don't get, like I mean, I understand it due to grooming generations, but I feel like we look at ourselves as product, because we always talk about women B, men B, and also top of that off with ethnicity B. And to me, it comes off as products. You know, men are groomed to be men, or whatever what a man is supposed to be, and a woman vice versa. They're groomed to be what a woman is supposed to be. Nobody's been groomed to be them. Nobody's being groomed to be a person with things that they like. So we're talking about black women and black men being successful rather than a woman and a man, and or a person and a person in a relationship. That's, to me, it automatically just goes downhill to me right then and there when I hear black man and a black woman being successful in a relationship. It's starting off retarded to me. And I hear a bunch of gender roles where back in the day, or grandpa used to be. That's freaking grown people playing games to me. That's like, come on, both of y'all playing games. Pettiness on top of all this. You ain't gonna be supposed who you claim who you are as a being real or unapologetically, however you want to label it, because this person ain't being whatever. If you ain't a nigga, then why you acting like a nigga then? I don't claim to be a nigga, so I'm not gonna act like a nigga because I'm around what I deem a nigga. I'm still gonna be me. I ain't gonna treat nobody the way they treated me and then say, nah. Like, to me, that's what I'm getting from all this. That's how I perceive it. Like, girl, take the freaking trash out. Like, dang, it ain't gonna hurt you. It ain't gonna put you in the hospital. I don't know nothing about neither one of y'all, but nigga, take the freaking trash out. It's all good. My bad. I forgot it on the way out to work. You see it, take it out. It ain't gonna put you in a dang on hospital because you did whatever a man is supposed to do. My my bad. I don't get it. That's where I just don't get it. I don't understand it. We're treating ourselves as product. We're living by societal morale for the gender that we are, rather than being you, rather than being who you claim to be.
Can I ask the brother Donny, how old are you?
40. How old am I? 42. Yeah. I don't be keeping up with the birthdays, man. They send me happy birthday. I'll say, oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks. So I do have a question though. Like, how many of you guys been disloyal? And what was your form of disloyalty?
Oh yeah, that's a good question, because it depends on the person. Like I remember when I'm in a marriage and intimacy was kind of going down, I was abusing porn. To her, that seems disloyal. And in a sense, it's like, but I ain't getting my needs met. What can I do?
Right.
It's a strange thing because disloyalty can mean different things to different people.
Yep. That's what I was trying to get to with a question I asked earlier. I'm glad you said that. Thank you.
Right.
It means different things to different people.
I want to cut in right there because I was thinking about that. If I can, yeah. I was thinking about that earlier. Earlier this week to myself, and loyal or disloyal means this to whoever person. Nah, nah to me because. I mean, again, we're treating people the way that we don't want to be treated, yet thinking that we're cool people or what we consider cool people. Now, what I mean by me saying considering cool people, I think that I'll go off the limb and say that I think we all know what we consider a cool person is. I could be wrong, and I could be contradicting what I'm about to say about loyalty, because again. Take what I said. Think about what I said. You wouldn't want to be treated this way. And by you being a grown person that's over 25, and I do say being lenient with 25, you know better. On top of that, you don't want to be treated the way that you're about to move, and you know better, and you think that you're a cool person. At the same time, you think you a good person. You think, me being real. So all y'all know better, and you about to do what you about to do, as if you don't know no better, and as if this was done to you, you wouldn't feel possibly the same way that this person may express later on down in the future.
Okay, I might sound stupid for this question though. All right. So you're saying you don't believe in disloyalty, like within like the relationship and all that?
Oh, I do.
No, I'm not saying I don't believe in disloyalty. I'm saying that you know better, and by what I mean by you know better, what you're about to do or what you've been doing, you know you will have an issue with that yourself. But yet you're thinking you're cool treating this person the way that you treating this person, knowing that information about yourself, knowing that awareness about yourself. So I'm not saying I don't. Heck, yeah, there's some disloyalty. Disloyalty is everything that you know you wouldn't do around me. Disloyalty is everything you know you wouldn't do that you think that you know that I wouldn't be cool with. Disloyalty is everything you wouldn't want done to yourself, but yet here you are.
But you know what's crazy? I do have to ask E this too, like, because I know, like, you're the only person that answered this question basically. When it came to porn, right? If you wasn't getting that intimacy, but you were watching porn, would that be a form of disloyalty when you went to her first, but she wasn't giving it to you? So you went into a social media site or something like that instead of like going to somebody else? Would that be a form of disloyalty, or would that be just a form of you getting your rocks off and all that? That's kind of like your girl not cooking, so you go to McDonald's or something.
Right. I see it like that. It's like now the disloyal part will come in if I'm not even going to her. If I'm like, I'm not even going to her with the problem, and I'm like, I'm gonna just fix this on my own, and then I'm hiding it from her. That's where I start to see it like, oh, you're being dishonest. Your integrity's kind of coming into play. But I always come to her for that need. Like I don't want to even call it a need. It's something I want from my lady. So yeah, I'm going to come to her for it. But it was a time where it was like, yeah, every time it was shot down, it's like, well, I'm gonna get this somewhere.
My brother
definitely don't want to cheat. Definitely don't want to do that.
I gotta tell you that you was right the first time. It really is a need. It's just that I study these things, and there is a chemical thing in us. We as men, it's a way that we express express ourselves to our women, as well as measure ourselves. So our sexual proclivity, our sexual energy, it is a need. Because it helps define us. And that's just scientific. That's scientific fact. I can give you my notes on the study of it.
I've been disloyal, so I'll admit that.
Okay, yeah. All right, so boom. All right, who said that? Majestic or
that was me.
Okay.
Hey, that's right.
So,
listen.
So how was you disloyal though?
In the relationship. Come on, man. I'm from Miami, y'all. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I'm calling things, man. See, that's why they don't do them studies down here, because they know to find and see all that research stuff. You notice it be done in them cold areas. They won't come down here where you can see a different side of that thing. Listen, you gotta call a thing, y'all. Like I just gotta keep it a buck. I know a lot of women try to act like, oh, we perfect and we don't mess up. Listen, I'm sapiosexual. Point blank, period. My needs wasn't being met. So listen, I'm just keeping it a buck. My baby daddy, he wanted to run after, Uncle Luke, even though he know Uncle Luke wasn't paying people and all of that. So listen, homeboy I grew up with, listen, you getting the time, the attention. So like it started mentally for me, because that's where it was. Now see, I didn't like who I was, knowing that I stepped out of my relationship. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was the one and done time, because for me, I'm gonna go ahead and clear it. Because if I've already communicated my needs and we still can't come to some kind of resolution, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know. I'm like, y'all talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 50, 11 days. It ain't like that in the MIA. Do y'all realize how people look down here? Do you understand like the accent you got? You slipping, you tripping if you think that I'm finna keep, you know what I mean, just going weeks, months. Yeah, what we doing? What we doing? Son, have you seen me?
Miami, a sexy city. Miami, a sexy city, boy.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I live in a sexy city. So you really think you gonna get to put me on the shelf and I ain't gonna do nothing? Okay.
South Beach ain't no joke.
I'm just saying.
So with that said, what sort of satisfaction? Of course, I know you had an orgasm and all that, but like, what was the exact reason why? Like, did it feel like something was holding back? As in, when you were craving sex or whatever the situation was, what was you trying to like get out of that, basically?
I mean, the thing is like he was chasing this whole rap thing. I'm an intellectually stimulated person. I was literally sneaking out to go read the newspaper and talk politics with another dude. That's how much of a nerd I am. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm sapiosexual. So it was the conversation that led me out the back door. You get what I'm saying? So it was that constant, it was that time, and just those, me having the interaction. I don't want to talk about, I already know I grew up in the hood. I already know hood life. Poison, hello, can't trust a big butt and a smile. Got one. I'm just saying, like, listen, I'm just keeping it a buck, y'all.
Where you grew up? Liberty City?
Huh?
You grew up Liberty City?
Huh? Oh, my auntie lived in the Beans. I lived on the south side, but yes, I spent a lot of time in Liberty City. Gotcha. Projects, for sure.
Well, 1 second, Majestic. I got you. 1 second. But if you're a sapiosexual and all that, and you're into intellectual conversations or politics and everything, what made you deal with the rapper in the first place?
Young and dumb. I was 16. You ain't got good sense. And then, see, let me just keep it a buck. I'm at the school getting an award. Then he in college. He older than me. So I'm like, yeah, y'all, I done bagged the, understand, the older dude. Like I was just young and dumb. Like I really thought that was something to brag on. I was like getting into the clubs at 16. I had a fake ID. You can get everything in Miami. So like I was already like, I was always into older guys. So like he was older than me. So I thought that was the thing. I thought like I was doing something. Do you get what I'm saying? And it wasn't until after I started, and he looked good. I mean, come on. Like he was a star player. I was the popular cheerleader trying to hide and disguise my nerdhood, but I really thought like, oh, you know, it'll work out, you know, and no, it didn't. And I also didn't know that dudes set you up. You see what I'm saying? Like my daughter was a surprise to me, wasn't a surprise to him. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I didn't know that y'all could poke holes and stuff. And I didn't know you could do the 1-2 and trap a woman. See, I ain't know about all that. I didn't know, because I was really that girl. I was really that girl that people was trying to bag. And I had no clue what that was, but I felt trapped because now we got a child together. Now, you know, we're planning to get married, all of this. And I'm like, yo, like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And honestly, it was my good friend brother who snitched on me, because he probably wouldn't have caught me, but I'm glad that he caught me, because I was able to get free, and I never did it again. I just told myself, if I get to the point where I feel and know that I'm ready to cheat on you, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not going to be disloyal again, because that's not who I am at my core. I'm a baby. Listen, loyalty is everything to me. So that was the one clarion, like I was beyond disloyal in that situation. And I just promised myself I'll never do it again. I'll leave before I'm going to sit up here and lie and play games and be running and sneak. I ain't got time for all that. I'm trying to make money. I ain't got time. But I was disloyal. I can own it.
Fuck that thesis. It wasn't that I wasn't trying to own mine, because I've been disloyal too. But
I ain't even here. I was outside getting the mail, y'all. I wasn't even
going from the car to the garage because my phone is about to die.
Hold on, Majestic, you cheated? You cheated?
Huh?
I didn't even hear you. I didn't even hear you. I was outside.
That I was karmic too. That's what, like, and you know, and I'm glad that you said that, because it's like so many people will look at me and put me on this pedestal, and it literally takes away my humanity, right? To say like I've only raised my vibration because I've learned. So how sis say she cheated, but she's not a cheater. And it's like, you have to understand, I was in a relationship from time I was 14 to time I was 28. So yes, doing very dumb things, but this is the difference between sis' story and mine. I've always been a master communicator from what I understand, right? So with my ex-husband, I came to him and said, hey, listen, I'm unhappy, right? Like, sex is very monotone. Like, I know each position is routine. Like, hey, let's spice it up some. What did I do to try to spice it up? Multiple things, right? Like multiple things, right? Let's read a book. Let me read to you, because I'm also a sapiosexual, right? But when you're dealing with somebody who is not willing to put in the effort of growth, it's only so much that you can do. So when I come to him and I say this on record, right? Because I don't have to pretend to be somebody I'm not. When I come to him and say, hey, listen, I'm unhappy, you know, this, that, and the third, and you tell me, well, I ain't never had no complaints before, this, that, and the third, that you, okay, well, you got a complaint now. What is we willing to do about it, right? Then I come back to you and say, listen, I'm unhappy. I'm thinking about cheating, right? Because when you unhappy, you start noticing motherfuckers you ain't even noticed before. You notice motherfucker at the gas station like, nigga, how long you been working here? A year? Oh, really? Huh? Right? So then I go back to my now ex-husband and say, hey, listen, like, I'm unhappy. Like, I'm so unhappy. I'm thinking about cheating.
Whoa.
Listen, I didn't get caught. The next conversation was, I was so unhappy, I cheated, right? Because I'm going to own my shit.
Whoa.
I'm going to own my shit, right? And I learned, too, that I would rather not be, because I didn't like how it made me feel. I didn't like being disloyal. I didn't like being outside of my character. Now you've put me in a position where I got outside of myself. Anytime I'm not ever going to be with somebody again who makes me get outside of myself, right? I'm not the type to come and slash your tires. If I'm doing that, we don't need to be together. I'm not about to be checking your phone. And if we don't need to be together, right? And so it's like, if I have to get outside of myself, even after I express to you, then it's just not worth it, right? My self-worth, my self-worth to myself. Because I don't give a damn about society. How do I see me? How do I view me? And I didn't like how I viewed me. I didn't like how that made me feel or made me
I
look
dig that.
to me.
I dig that.
And so because of that, I was like, yeah, that was my one time only experience with cheating. But to be fair, I've only been in 2 relationships.
Wow.
Okay? To be fair, I've only been in 2 relationships and I have 2 children.
Okay.
So I have a quick question, Miss Majestic. So when I asked you earlier, what was like one of your biggest flaws in the relationship? You said the only problem that you had within yourself was the problems that you had with him. But now you're saying that you were disloyal as well. So when you said that would be a problem within yourself, because you just said that was some situation that you had to deal with within your insecurities. So would you go back? Would you backtrack on what you were saying about?
No. When we were talking about that, you said by the time we divorced, by the time I left him, what was the issue? And I said,
I asked what was the flaw that you had within that relationship?
What was the flaw that I had within the relationship?
Yeah, and then you said the only problem that you had within that relationship was the problem that you had with him.
Or that he had with her.
Okay, so
no, you said that like she had a problem with him or whatever.
No. He's right. He's right.
She said the only problem I had in my relationship was the problem that he had with me.
The only issue, what I said was the only issues that he had with me was the ones I had with him. Is what I said.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said the only issue, because that wasn't an issue. That's what I'm saying to you.
The cheating wasn't an issue?
No, and that's what I'm saying to you. I didn't like how I felt because I went and told him that I cheated and he stayed. So when you said, that's what I'm saying to you, when you said that women and men will cheat and sometimes it's the women who cheat and the men stay. And I say, yes, they still didn't love themselves.
Right. So my question.
He wasn't going to break up with me.
Nah, I'm saying, but my question was, what was the problem that you had?
I didn't like how I felt. That's what I'm saying. The only issues that he had with me is the ones I had with him. He didn't have no issues with me.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm asking what problem that you have. I
had the problem that I didn't like how I didn't like how I felt. I didn't like how I felt being disloyal. I didn't like how I felt that I could literally be with one nigga and then come home like there was nothing wrong. Like females, we're not built like that. Okay. And if you look at even science, right? Even the planets is polygamy, right? The sun is masculine. Without the sun, everything dies. And around the sun is the planets that rotate, right? Very feminine energy. Okay, if you look at the lions, right? We are not built to just be going around allowing other sticks into our portals and just be like, that's not how we're built. Even I knew that even at a very unevolved stage in my journey. I didn't like how it made me feel. And so because of that, that was the issues I had with me, but those wasn't the issues he had with me. Because when I told him, do you think it would have made? I did it because I was hoping that it would invoke some kind of masculinity from him, right? Some kind of territorial, some kind of what the fuck is going on? Some type of something.
God damn, I wish I could talk to this brother.
Please.
I wish I could, because I guarantee you he got something to say.
Listen,
he might not have told you
stories, and then there's the truth.
He might not have told you. There's no way that he walked away and didn't have some issues.
He didn't walk away. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I left him. He did
Yes.
not
Well,
walk away. I left him. I
I got
divorced
that. I
him.
got you.
He
Got
did
you.
not
Got
walk
you.
away. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. But this is
I'm just
why. Listen to
I'm
me.
just saying
I
at the
loved
end.
him
At
enough.
the end.
Listen, this is what it boiled down to. I loved him enough to realize that I wasn't the one to get you to evolve. I'm not Tinkerbell. I had tinkered on him so much that I even lost track of the mold that I started with. Who are you? You don't even know who you are. It's no way I know who you are. And at this time, I'm evolving and I'm understanding, right? I'm you want to sit here and party every night still. We're like and every weekend and all of this very low vibrational shit. Where's the evolution? Right? And so at this point, it's like I have to love you enough to let you go because you don't even love you enough to walk away. I had a
I'm just
level of responsibility as I evolved to not to not manipulate people because I could have just did whatever I wanted.
But before you walked
I'm
away, you decided to cheat.
Well, I mean, I was like 18, 19 years old. I was very young, maybe 21. So yeah, I didn't get those lessons until that's what I'm saying. That relationship of 14 years, which was half of my life at that point, I spent half of my life learning lessons and having experiences. And then I spent 7 years single, right? Until I got caught, like sis got caught with the whole trapper-roo. Okay? The whole
sis, I'm sorry.
trapper-roo.
I'm sorry. You said that the cheating happened when you was 19.
Oh, I don't. Let me think. Oh, I would have to think back. I'm
I'm
just saying,
only
it was with my ex-husband from the time I was 14 to the time I was 28. So
so
I
you
mean,
so,
I don't know
so if
how.
you cheated at 19, I would assume that for the next 9 years y'all was still together though.
No, I don't think I cheated at 19 because I was 14, 15, 16, 17. I was still in high school. I wasn't out there like that. So it had to
Okay.
be like, no, my mother.
So how long were you with that person, whatever, after you cheated?
With my ex-husband?
Also, you cheated on the other person you was
Oh,
with?
no. Like, who are you talking about? My second relationship?
Yeah. Like, okay,
No,
so
the
we were talking
first
about
one.
we
I
talking about the
only
first
cheated in
relationship.
one relationship. I've been in two relationships. I cheated in the first relationship. My first
Right.
relationship. Right.
Right. So how long were you with him after you cheated?
I would say a few years still.
Oh, he definitely had issues. He ain't expressed them to you. He definitely had issues. He probably
And
kept
that's
them to
what.
himself.
Oh my
But
God.
and he probably did. And I wish he would have just communicated them, right? Because the thing about men is when they take you off of a pedestal, they never put you back on that pedestal. And it doesn't matter. And they'll stay there unhappy. They'll stay there because that's what men are supposed to do, right?
Sis, I'm
They
just
don't
trying to
need their
get you to stop
therapy.
making generalized statements though, because you got a small sample. You got a small sample size. I'm an expert research reader. I got 2 degrees. It ain't something I'm a flaunt. I got 2 degrees. I'm an expert researcher. I find holes in research. I'm telling you, you got a small sample size. And you know why?
We were talking about me, though.
I got you. We've been talking about you for a long time. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, all I'm saying is you keep making generalized statements that I wish that you wouldn't, because I don't think you qualified to make such a broad generalized statement about men. I'm a person that put somebody on a pedestal. She left me and I love the ground this girl walks on. And if she told me she cheated on me, I'd be like, it's cool. I'm going to push it back as much as I can. I love this girl and I loved her since she was 14 years old and she left me. She left me without reason. I still today don't know why she left me. And I love the ground this girl walked on. If she called me today, I'd drop everything and run right to where she at. I moved my entire life from Philly to Houston, Texas for 5 years. And one day she just woke up and was like, yeah, I can't be your girl anymore. And never explain why. Or would just say, it's not you. It's not you. So all I'm saying is you can't make, and I'm not chiding you.
Mr. David,
With respect,
what generalization did I say? What,
you
I don't
keep
know.
making them. You say a man, so this is the one you just recently said.
Men will. I didn't say
men
a
will.
man. I just said men
I'm
will.
sorry. That's
No,
general. That's you saying all men. You saying all men, and
I
that's
didn't
not
say
true.
all men.
If you just say men, men will do X, Y, Z.
Generalization
That's
does
a
mean all.
generalization.
I got
Okay.
you, but that don't mean all. I
It
understand what you're
don't
saying,
mean
but like it
all
does not mean
men.
all.
That would be very foolish and ignorant to say all anything, Mr. David. Like that
You're
doesn't
right.
even make sense. I'm
So
that
why
so
wouldn't you
why
word it
would
like some
I
men? Some men will put you on a
okay,
pedestal. Because if you just say men, I'm sorry. If you just
okay.
say men, men will do X, Y, Z. That's all men you're talking about. That's absolutely a generalization. That's the definition of a generalization.
You're absolutely right, Mr. David. And I'm
We
sorry you
got
experienced that woman walking out your life.
I just want you to stop making generalizations. That don't have nothing to do with this, but I
I
got you.
mean, but I mean
I
that's
got you.
the example that you used with it. So I just want I feel the pain still there. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Oh, that's real. Oh, that's real.
Yeah,
That's real.
I
But
feel the, and that's what I'm saying. I know where that trigger came from, and I recognize
no,
it,
I just
and
feel like
I'm
I'm
just
a
saying,
different man.
you're listen. I did
I,
not mean to offend you and generalize all men. Okay,
no,
that was
I'm not
not my
offended, my
intent.
sister. My sister, I'm not offended. I
Um,
appreciate being able to speak with you. I'm not offended. I appreciate the conversation and your perspective. Let me tell you that.
Donnie, what was you saying? My bad.
Donny's hand is up.
I'm listening to all yo crazy nigga.
Mine?
Nah, well, yours too,
Oh,
but really everybody, all of us, really.
Oh, I'm
C-
nuts.
Because, yeah,
I'm
I don't
certifiable.
consider myself, look, whatever a real man is supposed to be, I'm cool with not being a real man. I'm just happy, or I just identify with whatever science say gender I am. But for you to get not offended, because I feel like that's the basis ruins of a conversation. Yes, men or all men, same thing. But nigga, duh, I don't know 8 billion plus men in the planet for you to identify yourself as the nigga I'm talking about.
Oh, I
So
require
it's
niggas to be
so
clear. I require niggas to be clear and watch which and mean what you say and say what
okay,
you
but
mean.
you understand. Yes, you do
I
understand
didn't
what she was.
understand because
Listen,
I
hold
don't
on.
know her. I don't
Listen,
tell me what I
you
understand. I
don't you
didn't
don't have
understand her.
to
That's why
know
I said it.
her. This is what listen, you don't have to know her to know that she's talking about the man in her life. So
You can't
yes,
tell me I
you
understand anything.
but
I don't
also
know. I don't know
you do
anybody.
know, nigga,
I
because you
don't.
was listening. But at the same time,
Niggas is different all over the
you were
place.
also
Niggas all
saying
over the place.
women,
Niggas
you
is
were
different.
also
Do you know how
saying
many niggas
women
I know that
earlier.
think different?
You
I know a
yourself was
million niggas and they
also
all think different.
you yourself was also saying women and men earlier in the conversation of your original conversation that I didn't hear.
That I did. How did you? Well, how if you didn't hear it? How are you saying I didn't make a generalization in that moment?
Because for one, you're agreeing to what I just said. Now I heard it. I heard it. I heard like I came in like 15, 20 minutes into it. I told you that in the beginning when I heard it. And again, you were saying yourself, women and men. And that's what made me think about my original statement of I don't understand why we keep
Again,
progressing
you got to be
ourselves.
clear, son. You got to be clear. What exactly did I
Okay.
say? I said women
Obviously,
and men. I said
yes.
women and men to have a successful relationship.
Are you
That's not a
listening to me?
generalization,
Are
though.
you listening to me? I just said, nigga, you said women and men earlier. And here you are arguing with me about saying, nigga, I said women and me. Like, nigga,
Nigga,
I'm
nigga. The
listening.
point is
All right,
making
You listening.
all
generalizations.
right, all right.
Nigga, the point is
Yes.
making generalizations.
Yes, you just generalize, nigga. We would disconnect. We will ask
All
Where
right.
I'm
we
from,
we
first of all,
will
where I'm from,
we
we don't
as
call each other nigga, sir. Where I'm from,
but
brother,
you
where I'm from,
identified
we
as a
don't call
nigga
each other
by
nigga.
identifying as a nigga when I said nigga. So again,
Hey, I'm gonna say it again.
You
I'm gonna say
understand?
it again, nigga. Where
Okay.
I'm from, we don't call each other
You
nigga.
say
Alright,
nigga,
yo.
but you say
Alright, yo,
nigga though.
like,
You were calling me
Where I'm
nigga when I said nigga earlier, so you can't say
alright,
we
so
don't say nigga here, cause nigga
Donny,
you
alright,
were
so
it's
Donnie,
calling me
okay.
Donnie,
nigga.
Donnie,
So bruh,
Donnie,
It's,
real
it's
quick,
I'm
okay,
just
real
Donny.
quick, Donnie,
It's,
real quick,
it's
real quick.
okay to get to
Okay,
seek
hold on,
clarity.
it's
Majestic,
just
real quick,
hilarious hearing the
real
conversation,
quick,
man.
we
y'all.
setting
Calm down.
boundaries. If you gonna come
No,
in the
real
middle,
quick,
then know what you're
real
talking
quick.
about.
Sure,
God,
nigga. Sure.
real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah,
Calm
sure,
down.
you
Oh,
too, nigga. Say what
yo,
you need to.
We don't call each other
hello,
nigga, so don't go
yo,
out of character and call me a nigga.
yo, calm. Okay,
You
so
funny.
here's
You
the
funny, young
here's the
boy. You
thing. Here's the
funny.
Wow,
thing.
what did I
Here's the,
miss?
here's the
You
thing.
funny, young boy. You funny.
Donnie.
I'm listening to you.
All right, cool.
I'm listening to
Yeah,
you.
I got you. But like me, I don't mind being called a nigga. It is what it is. I rock with it, and I understand where you're coming from because I rock with you. We had this discussion before and all that. But I would like to ask you, like, if somebody don't want to be called a nigga, can you please like just refrain? Like I understand. I
I'm not
understand
even
who you
calling
are.
him nigga. I'm just saying
I feel
nigga.
that.
But my
I feel that. But but can you just please like respect the boundary that he have at least? You can speak your logic. It is what it is. But just like if somebody call you something or whatever, and you want somebody to respect your boundaries, I would ask them to do the same thing.
I mean,
That's all.
I get it, but I don't identify with a nigga, so he can say nigga all he want. Like I'm quite
I
sure
feel
he
that.
says nigga in
I
his
just,
life
I
outside of
know.
here. It's all
I'm just
good,
saying,
man.
just to make
It ain't even
sure
about that.
this conversation stay PG-13. That's all I'm saying.
Gotcha. My bad. But it was just hilarious. It was just like you're contradicting a contradiction. That's what it sounds like. It's like, man, like
My point is that people are different and you cannot make generalizations. That was my simple point.
Man, we said that.
Wherever you want to go with that, you entitled to have whatever thoughts you like. But my point was making generalizations.
Yes, I understand.
Because everybody's different. I'm different. For instance, I'm a dude that don't like to be called nigga.
You was about to say it, but it's all good. But again, I feel like you're crazy if you're going to disconnect with having comprehension just because of that. But I'm sorry, I just had to. That was just hilarious to me hearing like I said, he was saying it earlier, like.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It just seemed like soon as you got on, it became something about me. I'm not sure what that's about, but I am crazy. You are right about that.
It wasn't
I think we're
about
all
you.
crazy in some way.
Yeah, I said that. I said that, but it wasn't like about you per se, but you wasn't listening to even bother, so it's all good.
Did everybody answer the loyalty question? That's what I want to
No,
know. Because, see, I done told my business. I ain't hear Donny or Zzen. I'm just saying, y'all, listen. I want to know if y'all cheated too, god dog it. Y'all done had
No, I'm good.
all our business.
I'm good over here.
I'm quite sure
I'm good over here.
Yes, I did.
We good over here.
It was 100% revenge. I told her the next day and told her exactly that. It was that just because you did it. And I think we were still in our teens.
Oh, you did the revenge cheat. Okay, that's what's up. Okay. All right, one down. We got one left to go. All the rest of us done talked about it. Right, E? I'm just saying, we all told our business, right?
Listen. I know I would feel some kind of way with my lady if she wouldn't come to me and was doing porn on the, like, just ingesting porn on the side. I would feel some kind of way if she didn't come to me. But I came to her every time. It was headache this day. It was, I ain't feeling it this day. I'm tired this day. I was like, hey, I'm going to get this off. But I'm coming to you. I'm coming to you, though.
I don't think that's being disloyal, though. Like, I personally
right.
just fulfilling the need and all that she wasn't fulfilling. You didn't go to
Yeah.
anybody else. You just went to your phone. You just went to the laptop. No.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the disloyal part to me is the kind of sneaky. So like, I kind of already know she's gonna say no. So why even go to her for it? You know what I mean? But that aspect, I guess that's just my nature of, white knight, always want to do the right thing, yada, yada, yada. That felt bad after a while. And then it was like, all right, bro, we got to go to counseling or something because I'm just doing this shit. I ain't even coming to you no more. Let's figure this out. And then that's when it kind of fell apart.
I feel it.
Well,
All right.
I mean, I
So
guess
that's all of us,
everybody,
except you.
everybody
Actually-
does their own thing, but I think
Except-
cheating is
except-
good as another person. If you cheat, if you doing yourself, I mean, I think it's crazy to think that somebody is cheating, masturbating, but
Hey, I'm with you, Donny, but you know what I'm
But
saying? I'm in
at the
Miami,
same
so
time, yeah,
they say we
I
wild.
think
What on me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Like that. We gotta stop with that, yo.
I'm with you, Donny.
All right, so boom, right? So I used to live in New York. There's like a lot of sexy women out there too. I
Right.
still never cheated. I never cheated before. Like I never dealt with
Really?
like any type of situation.
My man.
Like I remember being in the relationship. For 2 years. I haven't had sex 1 whole year. You know what I did? I did other stuff that occupied my time. I used to play video games. I used to play basketball. I used to go on roller coasters and all that. As a matter of fact, like studies show that like some guy named LaMarcus Thompson created the roller coaster because he had a sexual impulse behavior. So like basically like instead of him violating women or whatever, he invented the roller coaster or whatever so he can release endorphins in other ways basically. So basically like what I realized when people are actually cheating, they're filling in the actual void or whatever. So there's other ways you can fill in that void instead of having sex.
It's a dopamine. It's a
Wait,
dopamine rush.
Can I ask
Dopamine,
this?
endorphin.
It's
Can I
no
ask
science. If you're cheating,
Can you give us the
you're
name
going
one
to.
more time, though, real quick before
Wait.
Majestic go?
No
What was
science
the name of that guy?
behind
LaMarcus Thompson.
Marcus Thompson. Okay, I got it. I like
Can I
that.
ask this? If you are sleeping with married women, would that not constitute as guilty by association of cheating?
Nope, I didn't cheat though. I didn't cheat on them.
That's what I did.
They cheat. Nope, they cheat. They cheated on the husband. Don't even. I was single. That wasn't me. I was the
I ain't
person
gonna
they
front.
cheated on with.
But
That's
feel
what
like
I did.
guilty
I
by
feel like that's my
association.
disloyal. I feel disloyal because that's what I did. I never cheated on none of my girls either, but I did sleep with a married woman, and I feel like that's disloyal. I felt bad about that
But
because the nigga came in the crib.
here's the thing though. Here's the thing. I did not say that I wasn't disloyal. All I said is I didn't have sex with another woman.
So, Mr.
That's
Davis, you didn't
That
feel
was my
bad that
question
you
about
actually
disloyalty.
cheated. You felt bad you got caught.
No, we didn't get caught. He came in the crib and she played it off, and I was sitting there looking at him like I felt bad for the bull because it was like an energy where like he might have suspected something, but we had been done, and she do hair in her crib, so she was doing hair. So I was like, damn, this brother, man, like he probably holding it down and paying the bills and doing right,
treating people the way
here I
you
am.
don't want to be treated, thinking you
Okay,
So
so you
I
didn't get
did.
caught in
I
the
felt
act.
bad.
You
No,
didn't
we ain't get caught in the act. No,
Okay.
no.
And I don't
So
think
both of
any
y'all
of
done
this
been
is science.
disloyal.
Where's this
Oh,
science
come
coming
on.
from? I don't think none of this
I
is
think
science.
we all been disloyal. Everybody been
Nah,
disloyal over here.
I'm pretty
Except
good.
for-
I don't know about y'all.
Except for Mr. Pornhub.
I'm doing all right.
Except for Pornhub over here.
It's more of a self pleasure thing. But I'm delivered.
Keep your righteousness, baby, and I love that for you. I love that for you.
Anytime
Hey,
somebody
Zzen.
be on the end of the word deliver, you already know.
Zzen, why you call the ball Pornhub over here though? That's what messed me up.
But
Why you call the ball Pornhub? He's like Pornhub over here. He's like we all been disloyal except Pornhub over here. I was dying.
Leave that man alone. Don't bully
That
E.
messed me up.
Don't be bullying.
That's my God. That's my God.
He
right
called
there.
him PH.
Oh man, that is
He said he
funny.
ain't doing it, and I love that for him.
Said, I don't know about you.
But
Oh
when you
man.
say, I'm curious though, like because for me, I really felt that on like a deep level, that you know what I mean, like being disloyal. Like I just
Mhm.
like it messed me up to the point
Yeah.
where I really like went solo for a minute. You know what I mean? Just to like deal with my own self. Like, did anybody else have like a, I don't know, like did it mess with you knowing like whatever, whenever, however long ago that was, but like was it a moment for you like where you was like, nah, like this ain't me. Like I'm not doing this no more.
So let me elaborate on this too, y'all, because I want to be completely 100 with y'all, right? And I'm gonna say this being recorded. I've only cheated in one relationship, but I cheated multiple times in that relationship.
Oh shoot.
I'm gonna
Like
say
in
that
just in
all
again.
that
all
relationship.
I've
because you
only
wanted
cheated
to.
in
No
one
sign.
relationship, but I had cheated multiple times in that relationship. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, we following you.
Okay.
And I think
Okay.
although you
So,
wanted to,
well, but and this is the also thing. I told him every time. I never got caught cheating. I never got caught cheating. I was
So you
honest
told him.
every time. It was 3 times, just so y'all know. So it's not like it was, it was 3 times. And by that third time, I realized it don't matter what I do. There's no there's going to be nothing that ignites him. And so I left. Again, he didn't leave me. I cheated 3 times. I didn't get caught,
Damn.
and he didn't leave me. I left him. So, um, so to answer sis' question, yes, sis, it made me feel like, first of all, it hurt my confidence. Let's be honest, right? Because if you married to a man and you can't get him to massage your feet, you can't get him to, and it's like yo, it's so many men out here that would love to rub on my body, and you telling me to do something to your hands and make my hands feel funny. Like it's like it did something to my
my
confidence where like I'm serious. Y'all don't laugh at my pain.
I'm laughing at
Don't-
him coming up with that retarded excuse.
I'm sharing. I'm sharing. So I mean, y'all want to know, this is what's happened, right? So, it was, the third time, it was just like, okay, it's just absolutely nothing that is going to ignite this man's passion and love for me to make him be the man that I know I deserve. And I'm constantly stepping outside of myself to try to ignite something in him. And the whole time, what is it doing to me? Yeah, you can wear condoms, but what is it doing to me? Right? And so this is where the self-love comes in. And so when you ask me, like, what do I look back? I should have been left, because I put myself through so much shit trying to get a man to see me, right? And the whole time, I'm just damaging myself, my reputation as a woman, right? My femininity, my portal, condom, no condom, So it's like when you ask me that, it's not like I'm always gonna be 100 with my shit. I don't have nothing to hide, because you have to go through hell in order to get to heaven. So I don't have anything or be ashamed of anything. You know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to make it clear that, yes, I've only cheated in one relationship, and it was a 14-year relationship, but it was multiple occasions where I cheated and was honest about the cheat, and before I was about to cheat. And then it was just like, okay, nothing is going to, and I'm not trying to speak on all men, Mr. David, but I did grow up with three
Thanks for
brothers.
clarifying that.
Yeah, 3 brothers and a dad. So
Did it have
when
to
I
be
say
intercourse?
men, I feel, and and I have multiple cousins and uncles. Most men that I looked at and as my relatives, that would be something that they would just not stand for. That would be something that they would acknowledge, that something is broken, something is wrong, what is going on. And, for no reaction, of course, I was karmic, right? So, yeah.
Question. Do y'all consider not going all the way across the line? Like, is just kissing considered cheating? I'm just saying, like, is there levels to cheating?
I think that is
definitely every single thing that you would
I
not
think it
do.
gets before physical. I think it gets emotional.
But
I cheated. Then.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with Donnie on that one. It's like whatever you wouldn't want done to you, that's what's cheating.
Yeah,
exactly.
True.
Every single thing. That means going to read them books. Same thing. That's what I was about to say. Does it have to be? Did it have to be intercourse? Even if it was just the feet rub, it didn't have to be intercourse.
Gotcha.
Even all of that I feel like it's a want no matter what. Even if you did mention it outside, even if you did mention it to the other party, parties, it's a want no matter what.
No, 100%. Because
Donny, what books? What books?
That's what I was doing.
You know them books.
Oh my goodness!
No, but I was sneaking
out.
I swear, I'm not trying to be funny. I promise y'all. I'm not trying to be funny. What books?
Whatever books.
Like smut.
So
no, I was cheating with reading. I really was. I was sneaking out.
So do it have to be a book to understand that it's just reading in general? That's kind of like what I mean about grown people playing games. Like, better. It's a want.
In my defense, though, y'all, I did try to leave him first, though. I really did. He didn't want to break up. And then even after he told me, he still ain't want to break up.
I'm unclear on the books. Was they dirty books or regular books?
David. Me too. I'm unclear on the books too, because I'm an avid reader and I love erotic novels. So is that what you're talking about? Like,
I was reading
a book was cheating though?
No, I think I know what's going on with it. I think I know what's going on. It's reading that book to fill that need that your partner probably should have been feeling for you.
That kind of thing behind you going to do what you do. That's what I mean. You're a grown person playing the game. Your intentions on why you chose to go do this in the first place.
I respect that, but I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
You already left knowing that you was going to insert a penis.
Now we ain't get to that. We ain't
wait,
get that.
Are we talking about? Wait.
I was talking about books.
Talking about this. I was talking about.
Is books a metaphor for something?
No. My bad. I think I know what's going on with. I understand what's going on.
Yeah, I probably went overboard with it. I know I just did, but what I'm trying to convey is, again, if this was his thing, and this. And him doing that to you is what I'm basically, again, trying to convey. Whatever you don't want done to you, that's bad.
I would have been proud if this nigga picked up a book.
I got a good analogy for it. I can tie it all together.
Let's give it to E real quick.
Look, so it's like, so you got your partner, right? Let's say your husband or your wife, they're like, hey, I want you to come to me when you have an intimacy need, whatever that intimacy need is, whether it's intellectual intimacy, whatever. I want you to come to me for it. And then you take it upon yourself like, nah, I'm gonna get that on my own. I'm not gonna tell you about it. But in your mind, you're like, I'm gonna fill this need by myself and not fill my partner in. So whether that's a book, erotic book, whether that's actual intercourse, whether that's speaking to somebody as a sapiosexual, you just want to be intellectually stimulated. It's like you gotta funnel that back to the partner. Like, hey, yo, you're not giving me this need. I want this. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. I
gotta respect that. But I don't understand that. I gotta respect
Well,
it,
I
but I
think
do
he's
not
saying
understand that.
anytime you go outside of your partner to fulfill a need without expressing said need to that partner is going to
Mhm.
be disloyal or cheating or whatever, right? It's going
And
to be
and
unhealthy,
I got that.
even
What
if
I'm
that's
saying,
reading a book.
I
Because
think
You coming over here?
erotic novels can be very intense. And so what he's saying is if your partner knows that you like erotic novels, maybe read it to him or have him read it to you, right? Just kind of like include him in whatever it is your said thing is, even if
I
that's
feel
reading.
you. I
Is that
feel
right?
that. I
Mm-mm.
might I might have an
Long as I'm
unpopular
cheating.
opinion, but I got it. I might have an unpopular, but I got to
Yeah.
admit, I think that we can find an argument for anything. We can find a way to justify an argument for anything on the planet, right? But there's no way that I could feel some type of way if my partner don't feel sexually stimulated and she go read Michelle Obama book. Why would I be upset that she went to read a book?
No,
I
Mr.
can't
David, not
even
a Michelle
fathom that.
That's
Obama
why I
book. No,
said
no,
just
no. We're
read
talking about
whatever.
erotic
Just
novels.
read.
Like erotic novels like
But
50 Shades of
I'm
Grey.
sorry. I asked you earlier, was it new? What kind of books? Was it nudie books or just regular books?
Man, it don't make a
I was
difference if it
reading
was
regular books
coloring
with another
books,
dude.
man. She doing it with somebody else.
I
Plain and
was sneaking
simple.
out with another dude to go. Like I wanted to read with my dude,
Oh,
with
he's
baby
going
daddy.
off of
But
that. Okay.
you guys get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, so that
Yeah.
means I
Yeah.
wasn't cheating. Is that what
So
y'all
she was
saying?
cheating before she actually even had intercourse, is what Donnie is saying, because you sneaking out
Exactly.
to even
That's
go to read
cheating.
the newspaper with somebody,
Yeah.
right? Which what I was saying, which is emotional. I agree with
And
that.
that's
I feel
Yes.
it's
like if
still
you
No, no,
cheating.
no,
build an
no.
emotional bond
All
with
of it.
somebody,
Everybody's jumping. I'm sorry, jumping around. No, Brother E started with making a connection, saying
About that.
saying about books, right? About saying that replacing the intimacy part with anything
Oh.
is taking the energy from that the other person would want from you, whether it's intellectual or physical. Now, before I go on, am I mistaken, Brother E? Is that what you said?
No, you're right. You're right.
But
Okay, so now
you
that
just
made me ask the
described
question:
cheating.
is
That's all
regular
that was.
books? That's what made me need a clear delineation between
Mm,
regular books. Is it regular books we talk about, or a specific kind of book?
I
Because
I
if
see
it's
what you
regular
mean.
books, I don't understand that.
If
If
it
it's
Yeah, I
was
see what
regular
you
books,
mean,
I
connect the
don't
David.
understand.
dots, man, even if it was connect the dots, you're doing it with somebody else, unbeknownst to your partner. And this is again, this is what you're
Again,
complaining. This is
let
what
me
you're
let
hold
me
on. This
ask
is
you.
what you're
Let me
this
ask
is
you.
what you're conveying to your partner. You're conveying what you're saying to your partner. The
Donnie's
I
partner
responding
is
understand
to
that
what
not
part.
I
I
said
the
out of
understand that
partner,
part.
the partner is not getting it. So you're still going taking it upon yourself since you're still together, you're not broken up, you're not
Mr.
divided.
Donnie, Mr. Donnie, it's the book.
Trying
It's
to,
the nature of the book, is
and
what
I'm
I'm
trying to
asking you.
tell you that,
Is it
man.
any
I'm trying
book?
to
That's
tell you.
what.
Yes,
But you're not answering. Is it any book?
yes, I did.
Can
I
I?
just said
I
it
have
can
to
be a
go. I love
coloring
you
book.
guys.
All
It
right,
can be a
Majestic.
coloring
Well,
book.
we all about to
You're
go soon though.
doing
We
that
all about to
with
go soon.
somebody
So
else, man. You remember in Roger
Okay,
Rabbit? You remember in
I
Roger
got you.
Rabbit when she was playing patty cake? She wasn't
I
playing
got you.
patty cake with Roger. And it
I
was
got
just
you.
the hand game, patty cake. There wasn't no intercourse, it was the hand game. That's
So if I'm not
cheating.
getting, if I'm not getting what I need from my partner, and I go color in a coloring book, I'm cheating.
Yup,
no, 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 no,
exactly.
no.
No, let it, yes,
Okay, so what
let it
he's
be.
saying, what for
I
example,
don't.
like
All I'm saying
Health
is I
Wells, hear
respect
me
that,
out,
but I don't understand it.
hear me out. Health Wells,
You
right?
can't
Health
Right.
Wells was
respect it,
dating
man.
a
What the
Health
heck?
Wells
That's
was
a
dating a
blind
rapper.
follower.
Here's what I'm thinking. Here's what I'm thinking. Here, like I'm not sure what's going on, but let me just see what y'all are talking about.
Right.
Health Wells was dating a rapper and all that. So she's a sapiosexual. So when she went to somebody else to read, that was disrespectful to the situation of like the relationship, I believe, right?
Yes.
I
Was
really
it similar
think
to
that
that?
I really think that's BS. The sexual
Yeah,
part,
because it escalated. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
I started
but
cheating with that dude, and it started with that way.
it don't make a difference what
And
sexual you
So
is.
basically,
You
David, say if you have a wife, and this wife had a friend, and you see this friend and your wife reading a book, wouldn't that be a form of disloyalty or cheating to you?
Yes, sir. But that's not what I was misunderstanding. Again, what I was misunderstanding is it just the book itself?
It
Forget
doesn't
the
matter.
friend.
It doesn't,
What if
it doesn't matter.
I'm asking? I'm sorry. Everybody starts talking before I can get framed the question. That's all I'm really trying. What I'm saying, it's one. The friend is irrelevant. What I'm saying is, let's say the friend's not there. If this person requires I'm not getting the attention that I need from my mate, and I go read a book by myself, and are you saying that act is taking energy and the attention away from her, and I'm reading this book, and so now I'm denying her, or I'm cheating on her?
Oh no, that's
I'm
I
cheating
mean,
on her because I feel the need for sex with going to read a book.
okay. I'll say that would be more the case of who's my man in the purple shirt. I think that's
Right.
more the case of his.
Yeah.
That would be cheating on his end because
Okay, now I understand. That was just his. I understand now. I understand now. But the rest of y'all don't think that. It was kind of just what he was saying, because that is what he said.
Yeah, on her
Yeah,
end,
and
nah,
just
she
to be
just
clear,
wanted to read.
that was the old me. That was back when I was really messed up. I was really messed up back then.
Respect.
That thought process has evolved.
Hey, I appreciate it because it was a pointed thing I was asking. I appreciate being able to work it out. I understand now. So
My bad, man.
thank you.
So, David, by your definition, then, did I technically cheat?
Oh yeah, you definitely cheated. Oh, because you had a friend though. You had a friend. My question was, if I just go in the closet and read Peter Pan or something, am I still doing it? When you brought the friend in, you definitely cheated.
All right, so I'll tell you this though. I do have another podcast coming after this and all that.
Okay.
If y'all want to join that other podcast, y'all can. If not, then it's all well and good. But I enjoyed all of y'all. Like, this was probably
I'm gonna
one of
shut
the
up
best.
most of the time. So yeah,
I got you. Oh, yo, she's like highly religious too, bro. She's like highly, like she speak about God all the time. I mean,
yeah.
So here's the thing.
So a psycho.
Hey, can I? I'm gonna end with this because I gotta bounce too. First of all, thank you, brother Zzen, because I just met you. I really respect what you're doing. That it was really a pleasure to meet all of y'all, no matter where the conversation went. And Mr. Donny, I apologize, bro. I might have misrepresented myself. I am a brother that struggles with anger, and I did catch feelings about the tonality that I was intercepting. But I believe with every communication, there's a responsibility on the sender and receiver. The sender has to say a thing in a certain way. The receiver has to not catch feelings and accept what's being said. So in that spirit, I'm not that dude, and I apologize. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to misrepresent myself anywhere. So I do apologize to you.
And my bad as well, because you're absolutely right. If it came off to as I was being offended about about her expressing, my bad about that. I didn't mean for it to come off like that.
Yeah, I got nothing but love for brothers, man. So I apologize for misrepresenting myself. I wish you nothing but the best in this life, baby.
So you my nigga now? I'm just.
And you know what? When you get close enough, you can use the word. So I'm your nigga. I'm your nigga.
Well, I have thoroughly enjoyed y'all. I definitely got to watch the NBA finals. Y'all know I love sports. Thank you so much, Zzen. Yeah, I'm like, listen, y'all know I'm a sports girl. Thank you, Eve. Thank you, Donny. Thank you, David. I appreciate just the transparency tonight, y'all. I really enjoyed this. So hopefully we'll do this again.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Take it easy, guys.
All right.
Live long and strong, baby.
One.
Appreciate y'all.